on the stairs.
It's on live. Alright, what up, guys? What up? What up? What up? Is it? How doing?
Yo,
is it connected today? It's connected.
Should be.
Should be.
Can you guys see us yet?
Yeah, comment if you guys can see us.
Oh, lags a little bit.
Yo, is it connected
What
today?
up? What up? What up?
It's connected. Should be. Should be. Can you guys see us yet? Yeah, comment if you guys can see us.
Lags.
Okay. Which one do I mean?
Just ask if they can hear us.
Can you guys hear us?
Look at the comments.
Tell me if you guys can hear us. You can't see. Can't see. Can't see. Okay.
Oh, hold on.
Can you guys see now?
Let me change the settings. So.
Tell me. Yeah. Okay. You guys can see. Can you see? Can you see? Yeah. Yes. Yes. No.
Okay. Let me see now.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. So.
Here's
wait. Hold up. Here's some work. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. No.
Okay. So real quick, Shane.
Okay. Cool.
No, that means this one. There you go. All right. Cool. Now we're gonna go. Yeah. So Shane. I don't know how to.
What's happening? Oh wait.
No, I just accidentally muted Shane. Shane, I don't know how to unmute you, bro.
My bad, guys. We're having technical difficulties. You can't. No one can see.
Yeah, I fixed it.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so when you talk, it should automatically go back and forth when
Cool.
when somebody's talking.
It's like camera moving. It's frozen on my end.
It's frozen. Yeah, it's frozen on my end too.
Huh.
It's like it's glitching out.
YouTube stuff's a little complicated.
Yeah, YouTube's complicated. It's still kind of laggy, huh?
Well, if Shane starts talking, it should work.
Yeah. Talk real quick, Shane.
Hello, 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 hello.
Okay, as long as they can hear you, then you're fine. I can see. Okay, cool. So yeah, basically this webinar we're gonna be going over SEO. So Casey Adams is gonna hop on a little bit later, but me, Thaddeus, JT, Jacob, we're all gonna be going over like dropshipping and a whole bunch of different aspects about that. Conrad, aka Shane, he's gonna go over like Facebook ads. What else are you gonna go over?
Facebook ads, Facebook scaling, and investing.
And then Josh, you're gonna go over
Marketing, Instagram growth.
Marketing and Instagram growth. Great, cool. So yeah, so Conrad is gonna give you guys a little rundown on what he does, and basically just spit out some value to you guys.
And then you guys tell me if you have questions. Then.
Yeah. Also, guys, if you have questions, write them down, and I'll be free to answer them too.
I think Conrad's
Conrad, you good?
I'm good. My camera seems to be gone, but I'm good.
Okay.
All these people are saying they
This is right here. Can't see.
Wait.
What?
Nah, wait, can they see or not?
But I can still listen.
I can see it.
It's weird. You guys see? Because we're having some technical difficulties. Comment if you guys can see us.
I cannot see. I can see on my phone.
Can you guys see? I need to know. Can't see Conrad. I can see. Okay, so Conrad, they can't see you. Is your camera on, Conrad?
Oh, you're really cool.
Yeah, it's on.
It's on? Okay. This is weird. I can see. Tell
It
them
was working a minute ago.
Yeah, it was working a minute ago.
Yeah, I think Conrad, try to turn your camera off and turn it back on.
Good, can see you guys, but no, Conrad, I can see it. Try to refresh it. Cool. Let's see. Start asking. Okay, where are you guys from? Comment where you guys are from while we're trying to figure out this. Just comment where you're from. I like to see where you guys are from. I know someone said they're from the UK. It's like 3:30 out there. That's crazy. Nah, we can never leave Conrad behind.
As long as they can hear, though.
Yeah. Chicago. Dope. Where else?
Introduce everybody so everybody knows now.
So have them welcome in. All right, I'm gonna introduce everyone. Orange County, Cali, Bay Area. All right, so I'm gonna introduce everyone. Okay, so first, Josh, come in here. So yeah, if you guys don't know who Josh is, or you guys probably all know who Josh is, just say fly, go follow him on Instagram.
What up?
And then we have Thaddeus Strickland, come over here, one of the kings in dropshipping. We have him, and then we have Jacob Canales. Jacob, come over here. 16-year-old entrepreneur, killing it in dropshipping. Just bought his car. I want to say a couple months ago.
Where's the energy?
Look, where's JT? JT, come over here right now. JT killed it. I think he made, what was your highest month, bro?
$30. $212K.
$212,000 in 1 month, guys. That's how you know he's killing it in dropshipping.
$212.
Now
he's just mad because they make more. That's the profit margins.
So Australia, Norway, Corona, Illinois, Chicago. Dang, that's crazy. There's a lot of you guys here. Different states, different countries. Conrad, is it working? Oh, Conrad's not on anymore. What happened, Conrad?
Where's he going?
Oh, he just texted me. We're gonna just try and get back into it. Conrad. Oh, there you go, Conrad. Let's get it. Woo! Okay, so so Conrad, one and only. He killed it in killing it in dropshipping, Facebook ads, everything, real estate. But right now he's gonna talk a little bit about what he does, who he is, and how he got started, and how you guys can get started. And he's just gonna be spitting some value at you guys. So go ahead, Conrad.
Perfect. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
And we got video. Awesome. All right, guys. So first of all, my name is Shane Conrad. Instagram handle @JetSetConrad. Give me a follow. Doing tons of Instagram lives and whatnot, talking about drop shipping, investing, and all sorts of other greatness on how to make some money. So just so you guys know, I've been drop shipping for about 3 to 4 years now. Got started actually about the same time that Ty Lopez and all them took off. Had a great mentor that taught me a ton and got me into the game early. Have probably doing about just a little bit under $2 million from last year in revenue from drop shipping on different websites. Also own a couple different businesses, and am also an angel investor. So what that means is I invest in different businesses for portions of the company as well as equity, or sometimes for returns. One of the biggest investments or investment people that you might know that I've invested with is Grant Cardone into Cardone Investments for his hedge fund capital and real estate business that he has. So a ton of experience in Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff. Been all over in terms of drop shipping, both in the very, very low negatives as well as in the high profits. So tons of room of growth out there. So what is drop shipping, right? And I think I'll start very, very basic before I kind of dive a little bit more into detail. So drop shipping is essentially you being like the middle person between finding products and delivering those products or that value to customers that would want them, right? And so one way and one very typical way to do this is you find products from other websites. The most typical ones are usually like Wish or AliExpress or Alibaba.com. Finding those products, marketing them through different avenues. Today, I'm really going to focus on Facebook ads, and I know we have a couple other guys talking about Instagram and whatnot as well. Being able to advertise those, and then the customers see them and they buy them from you. Essentially, it's a very, very great way to get started because the amount of money that it takes to get started is super low. All you have to really do is have enough money to kind of get yourself going, as well as to keep yourself, safe. So that way you're not on your last dollar in case something goes wrong, or you have the ability to test a little bit. But really, you have the money, you get the money from the customer, and then you purchase the item, which is a lesser cost than what you're selling it to the customer, which I kind of find as my finder's fee of finding a customer. And you use that same money the customer gave you, usually, to then go back and purchase an item. So dropshipping is a great way to get started if you are low on income, if you don't have a lot of money to get started, or if you're just brand new to marketing and sales in general, right? There's a lot of room for error. So where can you drop ship? Where can you market? Well, there's a ton of different ways to do it. If you are drop shipping, the best site that I suggest, and there's a ton out there, you can do your own. There's WooCommerce. I think the easiest one to deal with is Shopify, and you'll probably hear about Shopify a lot tonight. That happens to be my favorite in terms of fees as well as feasibility and how easy it is to set up and use. So that's my recommendation. As far as being able to market, tons of places you can market. There are some big ones that you probably already know about, like YouTube and Google. Other big ones is Instagram. I sell stuff on Instagram. I sell stuff on eBay. I sell stuff on Amazon. I sell stuff, of course, on the Shopify store, on Wish, on Groupon, whatever you name it. I'm probably selling something there, and you have the ability to do that as well. And why not, right? There are some downsides to some of those channels if you were going to sell on them. So, if you're looking at eBay or Amazon, for example, you have algorithms that you're fighting in order to sell and rank at the top of those items. Now, I sell on those, don't get me wrong, and those algorithms can be beat and they can be mastered. And of course, you can make some really good money. I'm sure everybody on this call knows somebody making a lot of money on eBay or Amazon. It's just one of the downsides, but the upside is you really don't have to pay for marketing when you're on there unless you're doing a sponsored post, right? The other downside are some of the fees, right? And you're going to run into that with other sites like Groupon and Wish. Again, just another channel. Profit's profit, and I will take it. But again, you do have to worry a little bit about some of those fees that are there. And that's something where you get around by advertising directly to Shopify. Yes, there are still fees for purchasing from Shopify, but those fees are a lot lower, especially if you're going through one of the Shopify payment processing systems. And of course, you have the ability to go through PayPal and whatnot as well. But going through one of those, you have the ability. So whether you succeed or you fail by using Shopify, that is completely in your hands, right? So how hard you work on SEO, how hard you work on advertising, building a brand, just going out and trying to find new customers, that's 100% on you. And that's what I like. Those are the odds that I like. And that's why I like Shopify, because I know I'm going to work my ass off to get to where I need to be and to be successful. And that's why I like Shopify, is because I'm going to be successful using it. I'm not relying on Amazon. I'm not relying on eBay or any of their algorithms to get me there. Yes, it costs a little bit more in terms of marketing to try to get everything taken care of. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's worth it. So dropshipping, right? So when we're looking to advertise, tons of ways to make money. Again, like we talked about, Instagram, Facebook are probably two of the biggest ones. One of my favorites is Facebook. And I think that's one of the ones I'm most attuned to being successful with. And so Facebook really comes down to one word that's going to be important, especially whether you've dropshipped before or you're new to dropshipping, and that is the Facebook pixel, right? So what the heck is a Facebook pixel? So a Facebook pixel is basically the algorithm or the little data code that Facebook has that is there to make you money. Now, some people look at Facebook and they go, oh, I'm spending all this money and Facebook just wants my money. You're absolutely right. Facebook is a business and they want all of your money. But the upside to Facebook wanting all of your money is that they want you to make money, because if you don't make money, you're not spending more money on Facebook, which means they know you won't come back to them if you're not making any money. So they want you to be successful. And that's why they have this little pixel code in there. And a pixel is essentially just a code you get by going and creating a business ads manager on Facebook. You can get that code. You can put it into your Shopify store. There's actually step-by-step instructions on Shopify to put it in there. That way, any traffic that you receive onto your Shopify store, Facebook is automatically registering it, and you're getting all of that data compiled, so that way you can have a successful store and you can start using Facebook and making money and scaling the way you want to without having to worry about wasting a lot of money on the back end. So the pixel is something that's very, very important. It's something that you would create when creating an ads manager and doing that through business.facebook.com. As you do that, there are a ton of different ad types when creating a Facebook business account and looking at different ads. Now, before I go into that too much, I will say, look, there are a million different ways to do this. When I first started dropshipping like 4 years ago, it was pretty much one or two ways, and that was it, because that was the only options that Facebook actually gave you. And now there's tons of options, right? I've seen over the years more and more options, more and more successes and success stories of people doing it different ways. So what I'm telling you tonight is a way that's worked for me. I think I've seen massive success. I've been able to help others replicate massive success. And so I'm just going to tell you the way that worked for me, but that doesn't mean it's the only way, right? Regardless of what you hear from myself or anything, right? There are always different ways to do it. And there are different successful ways that work for other people. So just keep that in mind. So for me personally, There are different types of ads depending on what you're doing. For me, it's all about making money, and hopefully for you, it's about trying to get some money into the store, so that way you can scale and really create a valuable product. So when I create an ad, usually my optimization or the ad type I go for is conversions. If you ever go to create an ad on Facebook Ad Manager, you're going to see it's conversions as well. From there, usually I will create my ad. I'll create my ad copy as well as a great photo and trying to put everything together. When you're creating ad copy, it's really important, and you're gonna have to play with different things, right? It's all about testing. One of my favorite sayings is ABT, always be testing, right? You can say buy now, shop now, add to cart. You could be looking at other different things, going through your ad text copy of trying to create a passion, trying to really motivate someone to buy right there and then. When you're creating the photos, maybe blue works better in the background, maybe green, you never know. So you need to test all those things. Personally, I really like canva.com, canva.com, in order to create my ad copies. If you don't have the money for Photoshop, it was one of my favorite things to do when I first got started, especially when not doing videos. In my opinion, video ads convert a little bit better and for a lower price, but I know those aren't always the easiest to create. So canva.com is another place for great photos or great ad copies to do. And again, really coming up with some great ad text. Once you get those together, you have a type of optimization that you can set on your ad. So when you're creating your ad set and you get to that page, there's a type of optimization you can create, right? And there's a bunch of different options. And again, this is one of those things that people will say they do it one way, other people say they do it the other way. This is the way that works for me. So I will start with view content as an optimization. Once I do view content, I'll run my ad. Now, look, the more money you spend right away and the more money you have to spend, $50 a day, $100 a day, the faster your pixel is going to gather the data from the customers that are looking to buy, and the faster you're going to be able to start making sales. But I understand not everyone has that money. So if you want to do $5 to $10 a day, it might take a little bit longer. You might not get all the data you want right away, but it definitely still works. And I see people do it and it still works. So no big deal. So doing the $5 to $10 per day, doing a view content, seeing how that performs, usually at assuming $5, $10 per day, after about 3 or 4 days, I look to have about 50, if not more than that, view contents that have occurred, which you can see on the Facebook Business Manager, on your Ads Manager. You can actually see how much of each event has happened. I'm looking for 50 view contents. Now this has changed. I'm playing with a lower amount, but for right now I know 50 works. Once you get to 50, I go back into that same ad or ad set. I change the optimization type and I change it to add to cart. So then I look at my add to carts. I see how the add to carts are going. I wait. Hopefully in 3 to 4 days, I should have about 50 of those. If I don't have 50 of those from either view content or add to cart, I cut it. That means my ad copy is incorrect, or that means I'm doing something wrong. I then go to add to cart. I wait until I have 50. Once I have 50 of those, I move it to purchase conversion. And that's the end all be all. Now, yes, technically you can skip. You can skip, and you're going to hear other gurus out there, and that's okay, right? It works for them maybe. You can skip from view content. You can go straight to add to cart. Some people go straight to purchase. I don't agree with that, but you could. Everybody kind of has their own way. I don't agree with that. Again, like I mentioned earlier, Facebook wants you to make money, so you spend more money with them. And so by going through the process of view content, add to cart, and trust me, guys, I've spent hours and just probably even days at this point when you accumulate all the hours on the phone with Facebook trying to go through ads, because my stores do make enough to be able to spend that time with Facebook directly. They do suggest still going through this process. Yes, it takes a little bit longer. Yes, you'll spend some more money getting there. But at the end of the day, like I mentioned, Facebook wants you to have, for the least amount of money, the best purchases and the best customers that are going to buy your products. And by going through this process, you're going to narrow them down. So that way you're spending the least amount of money on the best customers and you're getting the most bang for your buck. So that's kind of the way I go through that. When looking to actually purchase the products, and this is kind of a side note, right? Again, once you got your ads created, you know what products you want, you've got your Shopify store created, you can then buy them, or you're going to buy the item off AliExpress or Alibaba. As a side note, I think it's really important to understand that scarcity doesn't create abundance, right? You saving money, you penny pinching, all that BS out there of saving $5 a day on Starbucks, yeah, it's all important. That doesn't create more money, right? Whenever I want something great, whenever I want something new, I don't not go to Starbucks every day. I don't not go buy whatever I want to buy. Instead, I just go find a way to make more money. And that's very true here. Now, that doesn't mean I'm dumb, right? As I'm going through business, I want to find ways to save money in my business. And so while going through, one way I do suggest that everyone could save more money going through their business is Ebates, if you ever heard of that, as well as Ali Bonus. If you are on Shopify and you are purchasing from AliExpress or Alibaba, you can download through Chrome. It does need to be a Chrome extension, the Ebates Chrome extension, as well as the Ali Bonus Chrome extension. You can just search Ebates or Ali Bonus in Chrome extensions and they'll both pop up. It is very important before you purchase anything from AliExpress. Once you install those, you're going to notice on the top right-hand corner, typically, there's a get this much percentage cash back. Before you purchase, before you even do anything on the website, click on that button. Then next, you're going to notice a new one pops up on the top of your bar. It says get my bonus, and it's going to be your Ali bonus, and you'll click that one. The page will refresh, and then go through AliExpress or whatever it is that you're doing to purchase your items. Right? Even if you're not using AliExpress, if you're using Wish, Ebates works with them sometimes as well. So there are different options out there. It is very important that you go to Ebates and then Ali Bonus. Don't do Ali Bonus then Ebates, otherwise you won't qualify, and the algorithm for whatever it works, it just won't work correctly. But either way, that actually saves me anywhere between 20 to 30% on every purchase I make, which might not seem like a lot, but when you think about, when you think about $100 being made and me being able to save $30 out of every $100 that I spend, $300 out of every 1,000, 30 out of, it goes up, it goes up, it goes up. It saves me a lot of money at the end of the day, and that's all just cash back right back into my pocket again. So a really, really great tip if you're going to be using Alibaba and AliExpress and some of those other sites. Look at Ebates and look at Ali Bonus. So how do you get sales? So I'm sure you've heard of, Instagram influencers and different groups and whatnot. That actually holds true with Facebook as well. So if you're going through Facebook, you can find groups on Facebook just like you do with Instagram or some of those other websites, and be able to just post on there, right? So if I have, I don't know, let's say I have a seasonal store. I opened up a Halloween store just to test it out in September, and I ran it through the end of October. It actually ended up doing, I think it was a little bit under 200 grand, which isn't a ton for my stores, but for a seasonal store, I think it did pretty well. And what I did is on Facebook, I looked at a bunch of Halloween groups. I added myself to a ton. Of course, I asked the admins before I started spamming them so I didn't get kicked out. And I started just advertising my stuff in those groups, right? And that's a free traffic. That's not even ads. That's just me advertising after I have a Facebook page into those groups. And that created a ton of people, because if I'm advertising a Halloween item into a Halloween lovers group, guess what? Those are all the perfect niche buyers. Like, I'm able to, for free, target exactly who I want to target right there. If it's cats, perfect. If you love dogs or German Shepherds, find German Shepherd groups on Facebook, and they're free to enter, right? Just go onto them and post them. You don't have to pay for posts usually, pay for shout outs. Yes, you sometimes do on the bigger groups, but who cares about the big groups? Go to the small groups at first. It's free. So that's one way I suggest as well if you're not looking to spend a ton of money, but ads ultimately will be the thing that helps you scale. So once we get to that point, right, let's say now you got something that's selling, you're following the correct conversion, pixel alignment, you've tested different ad copies, and you found something that's a winner. So going through that, one thing you want to do is you want to scale. Right. So when you scale, tons of different ways. One of my favorite ways, and I think one of the easiest ways, is what's called LLAs, or lookalike audiences. So usually I look for anywhere between 75 to 100 purchases, and then I will create a lookalike audience, and I will use Facebook to basically find people that are similar to who is purchasing from me. Now, you're going to hear other people out there say you can do that from add to carts, and you can do that from other stuff, and maybe that's true. For me, I haven't had a lot of success on that. Personally, I don't want to replicate people that are going to add to cart. I don't want to replicate people who are just going to look at my stuff. I want to replicate people that are going to buy from me and that are going to spend money. And so I look for 75 to 100 purchases. Once I have that, what I'll do is I'll create a custom audience. And you can do this all through Facebook ads, and they even have tutorials to walk you through. You can create a custom audience that basically will replicate the people that have purchased from you. Then you can create what's called a lookalike audience off of that custom audience. And that lookalike audience will basically just find people that are similar, like I mentioned, to the ones that have made purchases from you already. So that'll add, basically that'll help you find a bunch of new customers that were otherwise untapped that meet all the criteria of the other customers that made purchases. And I got to be honest, guys, sometimes, actually most of the time, my lookalike audiences and my scaling with lookalike audiences actually do better than even the targeting that I did. So there's a lot to it if you can get that right. And when you scale lookalike audiences, scale them, right? Start at like $20 a day. Don't start at $5. They're already matured. Let's go for it. $20 a day. Look for sales. If you start making sales, let's say you make $25 in profit, or make $5 in profit that day, right? For everything you made $5 profit. Up your ad, up it to 25 or 30. Use that $5 of profit to scale it, because you want to scale as much as you can until that Facebook pixel or that conversion type dies, right? And so there have been times where I do $20 a day and I'm profitable by 10, and I'll be like, forget it, $50 a day. Boom, I'm profitable by 20. All right, $1,000 per day. Holy crap, I lost $1,000, but damn, I made 12,000, right? And so scaling your lookalike audiences and custom audiences is huge, and don't be afraid to use the profits that you made to scale yourself even larger. And kind of going through this, guys, you know, as we look at starting drop shipping and looking into it, I think it's important because I'm talking about all this money that could be made, and it's true. There's a lot of people making money off drop shipping. And there's some people that start with $10 per day, and there's people that I know that have started with thousands per day, and they've still failed, right? There's people that started with $5 per day and then have succeeded. There's people that started with $10,000 and they've succeeded. So just to be clear, you know, this isn't a get rich quick or anything like that. It does take a lot of time. It takes a lot of work. You heard me mention it a couple times. ABL, always be learning. ABT, always be testing. If somebody has a course to offer, I always buy it because I want to learn more. Now I have the extra money from this to be able to do that, and I can use it as a tax write-off too. But I'm always trying to learn one thing, right? And if I can learn one thing from somebody, that's enough for me. Boom. My day was made. The money was well spent. But you know, you need to be there really to focus on solving a problem when you're trying to drop ship, right? So many people look and they're like, I'm going to drop ship watches. I'm going to drop ship this little golden chain with a lion on it. And that's cool. Like you probably will, and maybe you'll do well, maybe you won't, depending on how your marketing is. But they don't create any value. They don't create anything that is there to solve a problem, right? So when getting started, it's really important that you look at what you're doing and that you're not postponing action until you have all the answers, right? That you're just executing. Because some people will be like, I need to research and I need to have all the answers on how to drop ship before I do anything. No, just start. It's no big deal. Get some answers. I mean, find out something. Don't just go in blind, but start, right? And then action, assessment, and adjustment. Just keep going through that. Do what you need to do. Assess if it worked or not, and then adjust appropriately, and you'll be okay. You know, this is a great way to make passive income, I think, but I also want to make sure I call out, screw passive income, screw that phrase at least. You know, create actual value. You know, if you went out of business, like what would happen? Like, would there be any value? Would customers be sad? Would they be like, oh, I really like the stuff this person had? Or would they just go find it in a million other places? You know, and that's what happens really when you start chasing profits, is that you stop creating value and you just start selling a bunch of random crap. And then you notice that your sales go down, or you're not selling what you need to because you're not doing anything that's different, right? Because the market, it really is a spoiled brat, right? And it doesn't care what you want. It doesn't care what you think you need or what you think it needs, right? It doesn't care if you gained weight or you shrank sizes or anything like that, right? It just cares about value. That's all it cares about, and that's all the people really, really care about as well. So, so, you know, next, I think I also want to talk about, so let's say you get to that point where you're doing well, or if you're on this call and you're someone that's already done pretty well with drop shipping, I want everybody to think bigger, right? Don't just think about, I'm selling this item off AliExpress, I'm selling this little small item. Think big. What else can you do, right? I was selling, yes, I was doing, I think I did 900,000 1 year in revenue. And I was like, oh, that's good money. How do I save money? How do I make more? Blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Right. For me, though, it was how do I really exponentially grow? And so what I did to exponentially grow is I thought outside the box. And luckily, it wasn't just me. I had a conversation with one of my friends, Jaden, at a Grant Cardone investment event that I was at. And, you know, one of the things that I started doing is there was an item I really wanted to sell. So what I did is I reached out to one of the drop shippers I was using, and I got their item. And I reached out to another drop shipper I was using, and I got their charger for this item. It was an electronics item. And I reached out to another drop shipper who created content, and I got that item. And I put them all together, and then I sent them to another location in China, which I reached out to. And suddenly I was wholesaling basically items to retailers. And the wholesale and items, we just did a Home Depot this last October for a wholesale item, and we did a $24 million wholesale, right? Because I was suddenly drop shipping from different places, bundling it, and then sending it to a centralized location to get packaged and send them out. Now, I know that's not a place to start, and that's probably not where you're going to start, but that's the whole mentality is think bigger, right? Don't just think I'm going to drop ship this little necklace. Think about, oh my God, what can this really turn into? And then chase after that and let that fire really burn within you when you're trying to think about drop shipping. Because if you go into this with a get rich quick mindset, or it's going to be easy money, or I'm just going to post this one thing and I'm going to be rich, it's not going to happen. Maybe it will, but it's very, very unlikely. 0.001% chance it's probably going to happen. You need to work your ass off to really get to where you want to be in order to make that happen. And, and if you're working every day to make it happen, I can tell you firsthand, I was a prime example of that. First 3 months, I had a great mentor who taught me a lot, and I'm very lucky to have had that mentor, but I didn't work my butt off on it. I worked on it, but it was like a side thing for me. And after month 3, I was about $15,000 in the hole from advertisements. And I was like, wow, this was a mistake. And I was basically slapped across the face and told, hey, you need to, you really need to dive down, give this 50, 60 hours a week. And eventually you can scale, you can start outsourcing, and you can get, you can start using freelancers to help you, but really, really dive into it and give it your all. And I did. And now I'm okay, right? I got out of that $15,000 hole. But that's kind of what led me into thinking I can just get rich quick off of it. So really important. And then as you go through that, I think the next thing is just really focus on what are you doing with your profits, right? Are you giving back? Are you doing something important with them? Are you reinvesting into your business to scale, right? Are you reinvesting into your business to create new stores? Are you reinvesting into other assets, right? I mean, drop shipping's cool. I don't think it's going to die. People ask me all the time, oh, is it oversaturated? No. Is Amazon still in business? Yes, as long as Amazon's in business, I think you'll be okay, right? Screw what anyone else says. Yes, China and blah, 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 all the new rules and regulations and net neutrality, those are all excuses for you to fail. Forget all of that. Worry about it when it comes. Again, action, and then take assessment and adjust, right? But for right now, get started. Think about what you're going to do. Then once you start making profits, again, thinking bigger, think about what you're going to do with that money. Are you going to put it into real estate? Are you going to invest? Me personally, I sold another physical business where I made a ton of money. That's how I got started with drop shipping. I suggest usually about $500 to $750 to get started in drop shipping. Again, people do it for 10, people do it for thousands. The reason I suggest that amount is, again, just in case I fail, I want to make sure that it's okay, right? I want to make sure I'm okay if I mess up testing. So that's usually the amount I suggest. Being able to go from there. And now I'm in a great position where I made a ton of money from that. So I thought, what else could I do? Right. So I started investing in other businesses. I started a Krav Maga school. I do fighting, right? I love to fight. So I started doing that. I invested in Grant Cardone recently. I recently gave him like $400,000. Like, that's the kind of stuff you can start doing with your money, right? Opening up other companies and really just exploring different passions, doing things you enjoy, and not putting all of your eggs in the one basket. So, guys, hopefully you found this helpful. Hopefully there was a lot of information here. Again, I want to reemphasize the fact that it's not get rich, get quick, right? You get rich quick. It is very important that you are focusing on the long term, but also not just the long term of drop shipping, but the bigger game and how else you can be unique. Because if you're not unique to drop shipping, if your advertising is not unique, if you're not creating immense value, then you're just going to be another ad that somebody sees and scrolls by, and you want to be the one that they click on. So I think that's it, guys.
Hold on, let me just unmute it. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sweet. Thank you, Conrad. I know some people had some questions here about Facebook. I don't know if you went over it already. Do I have to build my pixel with influencers before using Facebook ads? Want to cover that one?
Sure. Sorry, I can't see the chat. So as long as you read them to me, I'm good. So do you have to? No. But can you? Absolutely. Right. So if you're using Instagram influencers and you are driving people to your Shopify store and you have a pixel, correlated to your Shopify store from Facebook, yeah, absolutely, that helps. Again, I'm a little weary kind of on that side of it, because sometimes I'm adding people that are just viewing my content, or they're just adding the cart. So you do want to make sure. That's why I like that custom audience, of creating a custom audience to people that actually made purchases on your page, as well as sometimes people with Instagram don't have Facebook. Unlikely, but always just the case. So there's things to be wary of. But yeah, absolutely, you can use Instagram, drive people to Facebook, make some of those sales, and then create a lookalike audience ad and start using Facebook ads.
Cool. So yeah, thank you, Conrad, for that. I really appreciate it. If you guys aren't already like following Conrad on his Instagram, go follow him. It's just at Conrad. I'll put it here in the YouTube description. Just at Conrad. What is happening? That's it. There you go. So yeah, go follow him on Instagram, guys. If you guys like need help with like any Facebook ads, he is a go at that. So yeah, DM him. But yeah, so me and Jacob are here. We're gonna go over Instagram influencers, because I know a lot of people ask me, how do you guys find Instagram influencers? How do you guys go about finding the right influencer to get a shout out on? And how do you know that if the engagement is real or not? So when I first started, when Jacob first started. Huh? What? Oh, my bad. Where is it? Okay. So yeah, so when I first started, when Jacob first started, we started with a $8 ad, right?
Yeah, it was $8.
$8 ad, and we basically made the same. He made like $375, we made like $400, and it was $8. And like the way we did that is, what did we do? Explain.
Well, I'm gonna answer this question. How can you make money online when you don't have money? There's a lot of ways out there to make money. You could always, what me and John used to do, we used to mow lawns, wash cars, recycle, sell candy at school. There's many ways to make money on out in the world.
As a teenager, like Jacob said, we used to go around and we used to actually just knock on our neighbors' doors and just ask them, let me mow your lawn for like maybe $15-20, and we use that money and we save it up and we use it to fund whatever we want to fund. But yeah, so there's many ways to make money as a teenager. You guys just gotta look for them, and don't sit at home, don't watch YouTube videos or play Xbox. Actually take action, actually do something to make money so you guys can fund your dropshipping store. But yeah, so do you want to explain how we find good Instagram influencers?
So how do I find Instagram influencers? I go off my niche. So basically, I'm not gonna go let's say I'm selling hats. I'm not gonna advertise it on a bikini page or something like that, because it doesn't make any sense. So what I'll do is I use if you type into the search engine Webstagram, and then you type in hats into the search, a bunch of pages will pop up. And then also we dropped a new software. It's called Emotes, right? Yeah. From DoubleTap, and basically what you do is it finds the influencers for you. So you just type in whatever you're selling. So let's say you're selling hats, you're selling phone cases, stuff like that, and it will automatically send you to the influencers, and you could actually DM them from right then and there, and they'll get back super fast. So that's a good thing to use too.
So yeah, so when you guys are finding influencers, you guys want to make sure it's related to your niche. Like Jacob said, does it make sense to promote animal products on a fashion page? It doesn't make sense. I would look for animal pages to do shout outs on. But what I do to check the engagement for Instagram influencers, I usually use this thing called Social Blade. And basically Social Blade is you type in the Instagram page, and it gives you all of the stats. It gives you if their followers are real. It gives you how many followers they gain a day, how many followers they lose a day, and it gives you basically a chart. So I usually go off based on the chart. So the chart is usually it's just like stocks. If you guys ever got into stocks, usually a normal Instagram page will start gaining followers, and it will go up. The chart will go up gradually. So go up gradually, like a slope, okay? But if they're buying followers or something like that, then it's just gonna go up like this. It's gonna go, It's going to shoot up like stairs. It's going to go up like stairs. If you see a chart like that, you don't want to do an Instagram shout out off of them, because that means they're either buying the followers or possibly, I mean, they could be doing a shout out. It's just, it wouldn't go up that fast if they're doing a shout out. If they're doing a shout out, it usually go a little bit more, like it go up gradually. So yeah, so make sure you guys check for that on the chart. Also, it has like the ratings. It says A, B, C, and D ratings. Try to stick within the A and maybe C plus rating.
Well, it all depends on the influencer. Like a lot of people, they say go for that big, like millions of followers influencers. When I started off dropshipping, the account that I did only had 50K. So like those influencers are fine as long as they have like real engagement. They're fine, because if they have 50K followers and let's say like 40 of them are legit, then that's actually a lot of people, and they're only going to charge like super cheap. Like what we did, it was $8 for a 6-hour shout out, and I made $375 off of that. So like, don't be scared to try those little pages, because most of those times those little pages make as much money as the big pages too.
You guys will be surprised. There's probably a lot. Okay, with the little pages, it might be like, oh, they barely have any followers. But if you think about it, they're very active, they're very engaged into that Instagram. Just because. How can I explain this? They're very engaged into the Instagram because they don't have. Okay, I'm trying to explain this. I'm not explaining this really good. My mind is like blank right now.
Well, and to find out like more engagement about the influencer too, there's also this website. I'm gonna type it in because it's weird. It's called Flanks Engagement Calculator. So let me type that in real quick. Shoot. So Flanks Engagement Calculator, you just type in the Instagram page and it will tell you their engagement rate. I only use it for pages that have like 1 million and under, because like Roadstar, they have like 14.1 million and their engagement rate is like 2%, but I would still do a shout out on Roadstar.
Yes.
It's just, but like because they have so many followers, like all their followers are legit too. So like, yeah. So like if they're a page of like under 1 million, I would use Flanks Engagement Calculator. And if their engagement is about 10%, that's really good, and I would do that page. Also, in negotiating influencers. So, like, a lot of people, like, what they mess up on is, like, an influencer will be like, oh, yeah, $100 for a shout-out, 24-hour shout-out. Never do that price. Always negotiate down, because all they're doing is posting a post. Like, that's not costing them any money. It's really not doing anything. They're just making money. So, they're always willing to go a lower price. Like, I've seen some people get like $100 to $20. So like always negotiate your price. Like never pay the full. Like some pages, usually the higher pages with like 10 mil, they have a fixed price. Like I know you won't be able to negotiate
Roadstar. You won't be able to do any meme pages. They usually won't go down. But for the smaller pages, they usually negotiate with you. When I contact pages, actually JT told me this. He gave me like a little script. It's basically like, hey, we're an up and coming business. We just started our online store and we're on a tight budget. We're wondering how much your ad price or how much your shout outs are. And maybe we can negotiate on a price that is comfortable for both of us. That way they feel obligated to maybe give you a lower price or maybe give you a discount. So that helps a little bit. Like even if it's like 20, 30 bucks, I mean, that's an extra 20, 30 bucks that you're not spending on a shout out or an ad. So I would use that script if you guys remember that.
There's somebody asked, where is it at?
How do you pay the influencers since PayPal requires?
So usually all influencers, they usually require PayPal. Yeah. And PayPal, you can make an account if you're under 18, but like you can't make a business account. You'll have to use somebody's social who's over 18.
Yeah.
But if you don't have PayPal and you can't get it for some reason, there's always Venmo, Cash App, what are some other? But Venmo and Cash App and PayPal are what I use mostly. Usually all influencers will do that. So.
But again, if you're underage, you should be okay. You could basically do the basics with PayPal. You don't have to receive money, because I know if you're underage and you receive too much money too quick, PayPal will shut you down like that. And they'll ask for your social and they'll stop all the payments that are coming through. If you're just using it to send out money to influencers, then you should be good. You just don't want to have too many transactions coming in, because then that's when PayPal kind of gets suspicious. They see a PayPal account that doesn't have a social security on in file. They don't have anything under their name. So that's when they like shut down your PayPal. So I would use, if you're underage, just use PayPal to send money to influencers. I wouldn't, if you do want to receive money from like Shopify payments or from Shopify through PayPal, I would maybe ask your parents, ask someone who's 18 and older. Just make sure that you have their word for it, just so you don't just take their social and they see all messed up when taxes come in. But yeah, so what else? What other questions do we have? It's $30K for $30 for 300,000.
It all depends on what type of page it is.
So like it depends. So $30 for 300,000. That sounds really good. But the thing is, since they have 300,000 followers, it could be like they might not have good engagement. So that can be another thing that you have to look out for. So this is where checking engagement plays a really big role when doing Instagram influencers. So make sure you guys check engagement. Social Blade is a perfect way to check engagement. Flanks is a perfect way to check engagement. Also, when checking engagement, make sure you guys check the likes, comments, and the views. Just because if they have 300,000 followers and they're getting 1,000 likes, that does not add up. Oh, they should at least be getting like what, maybe 15, 20,000 likes?
Yeah, around there.
15, 20,000 likes. They should at least be getting 300 to 1,000 comments easily. They should at least be getting maybe 50,000 to 75,000 views, if not more. So make sure you guys check that.
And then also look at their comments. Like a lot of them, they'll have like these comments from other meme pages, and it'll be like cool, like and they'll be like weird comments too. It'll be like a picture of a cake, and it'll be like nice dog. Like those are obviously like fake accounts too, like buying fake comments and stuff. Because like a lot of accounts, what they do is they buy fake comments, they buy fake followers, they buy fake likes to make you think that it's legit. So look at who's the people that are liking it. Look at what they're commenting. Look who's commenting and like all that stuff.
Someone said, did you guys get an LLC established before you guys started dropshipping? No, we didn't. The reason why is because a friend told me that you had to make $20,000 in profit to actually
before you get I wouldn't get an LLC. I wouldn't recommend getting one until you made about 20K. And then once you make about 20K, then you get it, because then you're actually getting serious with money. And that's when you need an LLC. Yeah, don't make it if you're making like maybe like $2,000 or a couple $100, just because it's pointless. Unless you're very unless you just want to blow. I think an LLC is like $250 or something like that. And if you want to pay the $250, go for it. But you don't really need it until you.
You're actually serious with it. Make sure that you're actually serious with it before you get your LLC. Is there a course that no, we don't do courses. How much is Shopify monthly after the trial? It's like $30.
Is there a way for
a 14-year-old way to make money online without
with dropshipping? You don't have to be any age. Like, I know this one kid. He just turned 15 years old. And he's making $90K a month right now.
Yeah, $90K a month. 15 years old, and what he made? He started like 3 months ago.
Yeah, he started over the summer. So.
He literally stayed in his room and put all of his. He basically just put all of his time into focusing on dropshipping, watching videos on it. We helped him. We hopped on calls with him and taught him. He just basically took advantage of it and executed and actually put it to work. Like most teenagers don't usually put in the work.
And he's making about like $8K a day right now. Yeah. He always says Facebook ads.
He's killing it with Facebook ads too. What else? What does he sell in the store? That's a good one. I don't even know. What else? Did you put influencers? Trying to think, what else should we go over?
Did y'all grow your Instagram account? Okay, so what I do when I start off a store Instagram account is I buy like about 6,000 followers, 6 to 10K.
Oh yeah, that's called. There's actually a browser for that. It's called likesfollowers.info. Basically, you can buy 1,000 followers for $3. You can buy 5,000 followers for $10. You can buy 10,000 followers for $30. So for me, building an Instagram page for my business account is very crucial. The reason why is so for example, if I'm scrolling down an Instagram page and I see something I really like a product that I really want, and I click on the sponsored post or I click on the post, and they have 150 followers, I'm like, no, I'm not buying this at all. The reason why is because you're gonna be skeptical about it just because they have 150 followers. First of all, it's just sketchy. Second of all, they don't have that social proof. You have to have social proof if you want to sell stuff. And third of all, it's just not a lot of people will buy a product off of an Instagram that has 150 followers just because they don't have the social proof. So when having an Instagram account for your business, make sure you guys have a lot of followers. I would say maybe 10,000 at least. Yeah, about 10,000. 10,000 at least. But the more the better, of course, just because it makes you seem more official, just like World Star and just like Fashion Nova and stuff like that. Fashion Nova, they have like a couple million, they can sell stuff like that just because they have that social proof, just because they have that trust behind that Instagram account. So make sure you guys have an Instagram account that's connected with your business account, so then you guys can promote stuff off of the Instagram account. That makes sense? Yeah. Yeah, okay, so right now we're gonna bring on JT. He's basically gonna go over dropshipping. He's gonna give you guys a little bit of motivation. He's really good at motivation. JT, wanna bring it in here, bro?
No applause?
Yeah! JT.
I'm just funny. Hey, what's up, everybody? How you guys doing? So basically, the headlines what I'm going to talk about. The headlines that I'm going to talk about is going to be Shopify apps, keeping it simple and make it easy to get around. So first and foremost, I want everybody just to realize that you don't have to come from money in order to like make money, because just like a lot of you guys, I was just in you guys' spot. Like I'm gonna just tell you guys a little bit about myself before I actually like begin, just to show you guys what's possible if you're really determined, motivated, consistent, and persistent. But yeah, I basically come from a single mom. She raised 4 kids, only making $20,000 in a year. So my whole motivation and my whole drive came from her, because I hated just watching her struggle. Like there was days that she would go without eating just so she can feed us. So when I graduated high school, that's all I was motivated for, basically to make sure my mom could be able to be free and live the life she wants to live. And I hated that she was basically a salary slave and just suffering for us. And I had a problem. I had a problem how a single mom can raise 4 kids, but 4 kids can help a single mom. So that was my biggest issue. Now that created a burning desire inside of me to become something, to do something. And I didn't start off with anything. I started off literally with like $0 in my bank account. And then I got a car note, so I started off with negative $16,000 in my bank account, trying to buy a car. And I didn't have anything. So if you don't come from money, if you don't have anything at all, that's okay. Realize that there's possibilities out there. I think these guys went over it earlier. There's multiple things you can do for money. It's okay to actually work at a job while you fund your passion, while you fund your business. That's what I did for a while. I used to work at Verizon. I did Postmates. I did door-to-door sales. I did so many things to fund my businesses before. And I think a lot of people too, you guys have the misconception that you guys don't have to work. You guys can just go straight to dropshipping. You're gonna need some kind of funds coming in some way. So be okay with that. Look for a job. And I would say look for a job that can pay commissions, just because basically when you have commissions, it's basically you get paid off your efforts. And that's a good habit and a good mentality to go in when you're actually starting your own business, to get paid off your efforts, because your business is nothing more but a result of your effort. Your success is nothing more but a result of everything. And no, I did not go to college. I actually dropped out of college because I started making a lot of money. And I argued a lot with my professors just to answer your questions. So yeah, my bad. But yeah, so one of the greatest things I can say, and the most important thing I can say that helped me go from basically $0 to like over 6 figures in my bank account is basically learning. Realize where great people are and learn from them and sit at their feet. And always like have a motivation, always have a goal to go to bed smarter than when you woke up. That should be a daily goal every single day. And I just want to throw this out right here because it's one of my favorite books, but this book will absolutely change everybody's life. I read this like a Bible. Think and Grow Rich. If you don't have money right now, read this book, study it, and let it become a part of who you are. And once you do that, you will begin to change. You begin to have pretty much anything you want, but you have to practice and you have to give up your ways, because you got to realize this. Your ways have got you exactly where you are today. So you need to try a different way of getting things, a different way of trying things. That's the only way your life is going to change. Change doesn't happen until you change. And once you realize that, then everything is possible. And then once you start saving your money, that's one of the biggest things. I'm sorry, I'm going everywhere with this just before I get into dropshipping, because they're critical things that a lot of people need to know. And then all you guys who have that mentality that dropshipping, you're going to make a lot of money fast, I'm sorry. You're not gonna make a lot of money fast. It doesn't happen like that. If it was that easy, everybody would be doing it. It's gonna take effort and it's gonna take hard work. But all those people who want fast results, there's only one way how to get fast results. And this is the way I like telling people, it's effort versus time. You have to realize that. Effort versus time. The more effort you put into something, the faster you're gonna get the results that you desire. The faster the benefits will start showing, but you have to put the effort in. There's no shortcut. There's no shortcut but massive amount of action. The more action you put in, the more the energy, the more passion and the drive you have, and remove all those negative people from your area. The more, with all the negative people, just remove them from your life, even if they're your friends, because they have an unconscious effect on you. They have a negative effect on you. They affect everything you do. So these are critical things. Like all you guys who want to change, all you guys who want to start this entrepreneurial journey, one, you need to change your friends and also get new friends. You need to get new friends, people who think like you, people who can push you, people who can motivate you, people who are not always complaining. These are like essential ingredients. These are the starting points for anything. One, you got to feed your mind. One, you got to get new friends that support you, motivate you, and believe in you. Once you have those things, then you can start looking into the business. Then you can start expanding. Excuse me. And those are just some critical things I really want to just get into you before I really start getting into the dropshipping side. So realize that effort is the major thing. Before you do anything, you have to put a massive amount of effort. That's the only way success is going to happen to you. And it's possible. If somebody else did it, and you can do it as well too. If all of us did it, if Conrad did it, if I did it, if Josh and Jacob, John, if all of them do it, then you can do it. There's no difference. The only difference between us is our mindset, is our mentality. That's the only difference between us. There's literally nothing else. And the mindset can literally be adapted. If you study greatness, you will become great. Whatever you want in life, make it a study. Whatever you want in life, make it a study. If you want more money, study wealth. If you want to be successful, study success. If you want to be healthy or happy, study health and happiness. Whatever it is you want, you have to make it a study. Like Tony Robbins calls it the science of achievement. It's a science. It's literally practical, proven principles. If you follow this, like I said, you guys will literally change your life. It will change everything for you. You just got to become a student. That's what you got to do. Realize that your way doesn't work and become a student and adopt new ways. And basically that's just my introduction, just letting you guys know a little bit about myself and what I think is critical when it comes into the term success. Because what I'm about to get into right now is what I call the blueprint. So the emotion part, there's two parts of everything. There's emotions and there's the blueprint. What we're giving you guys right now is a blueprint, but you have to have that emotional backing. The blueprint is literally drop shipping. It's the marketing. It's the social media, contacting influencers. That's the blueprint. But you have to have that emotion. You have to have that motivating drive. You have to have that why that's going to push you. Because without that emotion, that blueprint is useless. There's no such thing as a successful blueprint without emotion. The emotion will get you going. The emotion will keep you up late and waking up early. The emotion is what's going to drive you and fuel you. And you need that. You need that motivation. You need that drive. Because if you have a good blueprint without the emotion, you're just going to be, you're not gonna have the energy to start. You're not gonna have the persistence to keep going on when hard shit hits the fan. You're not. But then you can't have emotion without the blueprint. They need to go hand in hand, because the emotion without the blueprint, you're not gonna learn from your mistakes. You're gonna keep on doing the wrong thing over and over. And they say that's the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. So the key here is adding both of them together. So finding out your why is the most important thing you can do. Find out what it is that you want. Why do you want it? You have to get clear. You have to get precise on exactly what it is that you want. And literally, you have to drain it inside of your mind. It has to become a part of your paradigm. Literally, you have to wake up thinking about it and go to bed thinking about it. And when you become obsessed like that with it, then you start attracting things to you. I can't even explain how it works. But once you just stay focused and you get clear on something, then you literally start attracting everything to you. Clarity is power. So write it down what you want. write what you want, and know what it is exactly what you want, and realize the blueprint is what is called specialized knowledge. Specialized knowledge is right around the corner. Anybody can get it. If you want to learn how to dominate dropshipping, you have the greatest gift, the greatest tool in front of you guys. These phones right here. Everything you ever need is on the phone. You just got to research and you got to do the actual work. But with the specialized knowledge, you need the emotion, like I said. And hand in hand with those two tied together, you can do anything. Having that specialized knowledge, which is dropshipping, also known as the blueprint, and having that emotion, which is your why. Putting those two together and having the persistence that does not recognize failure will move all obstacles out the way. And that's, I know I'm ranting now and I'm just going off randomly on things, but this is just, the mindset is the most critical and the most important thing to develop before you even start a business. Because if you don't have the proper mindset, there's no point in starting a business. Like, I'm gonna tell you straight up, if you are failure conscious, you're gonna continue to fail. It's only when you become success conscious can you succeed and propel to beyond limits that people will think that's impossible. People will look at you in awe. But you have to become success conscious. The mindset is the most important thing. I am going to get to the dropship. I am going to tell you my secrets. I am going to get to what I actually do. But this is the most important part, the emotion. The emotion that I'm trying to install in you guys right now is by far the most important thing. Without the emotion, the blueprint does not matter. And remember, without the blueprint, the emotion doesn't matter. So you have to tie in. You have to tie in. Sorry about that, you guys. I just literally install that into you, but now I'm gonna get into it finally, you guys. Shut up. That was just literally, those are literally the most important things right there. It's the mindset. The mindset. Now here comes the blueprint. Dropshipping. My man Conrad is the fucking stud. He's awesome. I was even writing notes. You always gotta be a student. Remember, you never learn. And you're never too young to teach.
I learned a lot from Conrad speaking. Like,
yeah,
I was over here taking notes.
Yeah, you got to be a student.
You guys got to take notes, man.
You
Very crucial.
You have to be a student of greatness. And Conrad, he is a stud. I took notes as well too. You always be learning. Like I like to say, ABL, always be learning, and ADG, always be growing. So yeah, he's awesome. And then basically my first steps when it comes to like drop shipping and like actually making the stores, I'm a little bit more simple. Like I like a simple strategy. What I say to myself all the time is KISS, keep it simple, stupid. Like literally that's my whole strategy. Keep it simple, stupid. Like a lot of people, they probably look at my strategy like, oh man, how do you make that much when you're just like, it's so simple. Like I was showing John like one of my marketing strategies. He was just shocked that it was just literally that simple. But the simple things work. And when you make things simple, you gotta look like this. Me personally, I know I'm different from a lot of these guys here because my particular focus when I do drop shipping is niche specific stores. I don't really do general stores. The only time I do a general store is when there's like a hot product that comes in. Like for example, let's say when fidget spinners came out, I had another store already. I was selling, and it was in the summer. I'm gonna tell you what I was selling. I was selling bikinis and I was selling swimwear. So when fidget spinners came out, that's when I just added like a little collection. I added the collection of fidget spinners to my actual swimwear store because it was a hot product, and that's how I personally test out hot products. I don't just create huge general stores. All my stores are literally niche specific because I've always been one into fashion. And I'm gonna tell you guys, here's little tips and little secrets to help you find products. And I know a lot of you guys have a hard time finding products, and this is how you do it. Literally, there's a lot of Reddits. Me, I've always been big in fashion since I was a little kid, so it's kind of been easy for me to find products and find things that are like popular and that people want to wear. But one way I do stay up on fashion is actually Twitter. If you notice too, celebrities usually always start trends. Like one of my big selling things that I sold this year was cloud glasses. So I know you guys know those ugly glasses that all those rappers wear. I got the idea because I follow people on Twitter. You need to follow celebrities that set trends. You need to follow people like Pharrell. You need to follow people like Kanye West. You need to stay up with the hype. There's a lot of fashion. There's a lot of fashion Twitters. There's a lot of fashion Reddits. Reddit is another awesome tool. I use Reddit for almost everything. Reddit is another awesome tool that you can use when it comes to fashion, when it comes to products, when it comes to trendy things. And another thing you can do too is follow on Instagram the do-it-yourself. That's how I found out about fidget spinners. I got a little bit late on a trend, but there's a lot of pages on Instagram, the DIY pages. They have so many like niches that like a lot of people they're slept on. Like a lot of people don't actually realize the potential that they have. So, oh, excuse me, sorry, I just ate. But yeah, follow the DUI pages, follow the celebrities on Twitter accounts, Instagram as well too. You want to just stay with the hype. You want to stay with the fashion trends. Me personally, all my items are usually around the fashion. Sometimes I sell like utensils, like around the kitchen and things like that. But mostly, I stick around the fashion arena. And then once you find your product, there's another thing. Let me rewind. Sorry. Here's another little secret that I like telling everybody, and this is how you basically make money all year round. So if you guys, I'm asking you guys a question. Just tell me if you agree with me or not in your head, mentally or whatever. But basically, do you agree that some things sell more in certain seasons than others? The answer is yes. For example, in summer, what are some things that you guys can think about that sell in the summer? Oh, bikinis. Oh, sunglasses. Oh, anything. There's a lot of things that sell in the summer, and there's things that sell in the winter. There's jackets, there's beanies, there's gloves, there's so many things. There's things that sell in the fall, there's things that sell in the spring. If you know, look, this is a secret right here. If you know the seasons and you know the items that sell in the seasons, you have products that will make you a fortune always, all year round, because the items don't change, just the seasons do. If you realize that, that's probably one of the greatest things I can give you right now. The items don't change, just the seasons do. And if you have a plan, like I literally have a notebook at home. I already know before the seasons even start what items sell good during that season. And as soon as that season comes, it's just filling out the store. And what you can do if you want, me personally, I like making I like personally making multiple stores, but you could also make just a general store and just say like basically like give it a general name like the 4 seasons and just change it every time a season comes. You can do that way as well too. But that's probably one of the greatest things. So you want to look at seasonal. Focus on seasonal, winter, summer, spring, and fall. Find out what sells in those seasons, and if you know what sells in those seasons, you'll be able to make money all year round. So seasons is one of the things. I go by 3 things. First one, seasons. The second one is trends, what I talked about a little bit earlier, which was celebrities set up, following celebrities on Twitter, Instagram, and Reddit. So trends is the second one. And what you could do too, another good thing that I do to follow trends as well too. Another good thing that I do sorry, I was reading the comments. But another thing that I do to find out trends as well too, you got to be an observer. Like put your phone down, leave it at home sometimes, and just sort of go to the mall and literally observe. Like one of my hottest products I ever found, I found it because I went to the mall and I realized that the stores that usually don't sell these products are now selling them. For example, if you see Hollister like selling, this is just an example. If you see Hollister selling cloud glasses, then that should tell you something. That's not their normal product that they sell. And if you see that store selling, you see other stores in the mall, because a lot of malls, they focus on trends. A whole bunch of malls, a whole bunch of stores, they're all trend oriented. So you can literally go to the stores and get a feel of what's actually in and what's actually not in. So like PacSun and all those stores like that, the stores are like hypebeast stores. Like me, if you guys know what hypebeasts are, that's like people who are like big in like fashion and like buy all the expensive stuff. If you know those type of styles, like distressed jeans, like one of my big products as well too was when distressed jeans came out. I literally found out about distressed jeans by going to the mall, because I realized that the stores that usually don't sell holes in the jeans are now selling them. And then I found it in every store, like in the mall. So I was like, wow. I was like, well, I didn't find it in every store, but I got it before it got super, super big. So, and then I realized, oh, wow. So a lot of stores are selling. Let me see how this trend is. And one thing you can actually do and actually use too is actually Google Trends. So I'm gonna rewind a little bit. Sorry guys, I'm a little unorganized, but I'm gonna rewind a little bit. And what Google Trends does, it's phenomenal when it comes to the seasonal part, when I was telling you guys about earlier, because with Google Trends, you actually know around what time of the year precisely, every single year precisely, you see when a trend starts going up and when it goes back down. And then you want to catch a trend as it's going in this motion, like the little slow motion up, that's when you profit the most. So with Google Trends, that will help you guys a lot when it comes to the seasonal items, and also will help you too with the trending items as well too. Like if you guys were just to use it as an example, go backwards, go to Google Trends and type in fidget spinners. You'll literally see when it had that big old slope and then it had that downfall. This can help you save a lot of time and save you a lot of money with like just randomly trying out products, like checking out the trends. But one thing I had to tell you too, which is the third thing that I focus on, is necessities. So you want to focus on what people need, what people actually like, and what people desire. Like they have to keep buying it over and over. And the necessities, it's a little bit trickier when it comes to Google Trends because they won't have that upward motion. They'll have more of a stable, a gradual type of emotion. So when it comes to the necessities, don't focus too much about. When it comes to necessities, don't focus too much on the Google Trends. Only when it comes to the trends and the seasonals, and those are like the powerful things. And once you get that, I gotta start winding down a little bit because I know there's other speakers, but. Once you get that part, the last part I want to tell you guys before I get out is basically keeping it simple. Keep your store simple. Don't make it too complex. Don't make it too complicated. You want to think of, I don't know if all you guys are from California, but we have a restaurant and it's called In-N-Out.
Oh, yeah.
When you go to In-N-Out, literally the menu is so simple. No, you don't have a hard time deciding, oh, what do I want? Oh my gosh, there's so many good choices. When it comes to the internet game, when it comes to e-commerce and dropshipping, your customers are only going to be on the website for around 5 seconds, if that, 3 seconds. So you have to get their attention like that. So you have to focus and make it clear and simple for your customers to find the product that they actually want. So I like using that metaphor, the In-N-Out analogy. Make it simple. Make it just clear and out there. Don't allow your customer to have to search for the items and things like that. Don't be too complicated. Don't have over 50 or not gonna say 50. Don't have over 100 or 200, 300 items on your store. Like some of my niche specific stores, I only have like 20 to 30 products, but they're heavy hitters. And the cool thing is when you get these products from AliExpress, you can actually sort by best match, and I will literally sort by the most popular items there are. Literally, and there's so much I can talk about this a lot, and there's just so much more value I want to give, and I just want to just pour into you guys, but I don't have the time to go into the actual detail, so I got to start winding down. So I'm sorry about that in advance, you guys, but I'm just giving you guys like the nuggets. Like if I can throw a golden nugget to you, hopefully you catch it and you'll be able to run with it. For further details, I will be helping more people. Just hit me up on my Instagram. It's Life with JT, LIFEWITH So Life with JT, LIFEWITH Because there's so much more. Honestly, I can't tell you everything in this little bit of time because there's so much more. But I was just hoping to give out those golden nuggets to you. So keep it simple. Realize the blueprint. And also realize the emotion, realize that you need both to combine with each other. And you have to have a strong enough why and a strong enough reason. And look at it like this. If your reason doesn't make you cry, it is not strong enough. It can't be just around materialistic things. Because honestly, materialistic things don't make you fucking happy. They really don't. Happiness,
feel good.
Yeah, they just make, not even that. They make you feel good for a few minutes. So like happiness is within the relationships we build, the friendships, the community, and the giving back and the helping other people. That's where your greatest happiness and fulfillment is. So figure out your why. Why are you doing it? What do you want out of this? And be clear and specific. It's a new year, you guys. Get clear and specific on exactly what it is that you want.
Yeah.
And go after it. Oh,
let's answer some questions, yeah.
Okay.
A little bit of questions.
Sorry, guys. I talked too damn much.
No, it's a lot of good information. Anyone recommend any good psychology books?
Yes, I love The Power of the Subconscious Mind by oh my gosh, can't think of it right now. I think it's Psycho-Cybernetics and The Power of Subconscious Mind. I can't remember who wrote Psycho-Cybernetics, but The Power of Subconscious Mind is by Dr. Maxwell Maltz. No, Psycho-Cybernetics is by Dr. Maxwell Maltz. But The Power of Subconscious Mind, look at that one up. And honestly, Think and Grow Rich is actually, once you get deep in it and study it, once you get deep and study it, this is a psychological book.
What else is a good question? Do you take pictures or do you use the AliExpress pictures? So what I like to do, honestly, I like to prepare before. So like, if I know a niche is gonna pop within like a month or two, I usually order the product in hand, and I start filming, you know, really cool videos, or I take really good pictures of it. And like, I'll have my friends like make little like promo videos of it. But I won't put their face in there because I don't want to associate their face with the product I'm selling, just because you never want to do that in general. So yeah, I make a video for it, a nice video, good quality, and make sure that it's presentable, and make sure it grabs someone's attention. Because if it grabs their attention, then you're most likely gonna get a lot of clicks. So I like to, you know, usually do videos. It just depends what you're promoting. So like, if you're promoting like a hat or something, I would just have your friends like take pictures of like a hat. If you're promoting something that, like, for example, if you're promoting like fidget spinners, then I would like video like fidget spinners, like make a cool promote video about that. But yeah, so it just depends. You could use the AliExpress pictures. Like I said, it just depends on you. Like, if you want to wait for the product to come in and take that time to take good pictures with it, then that's on you. You can do that. But if you just want to like just get started quickly and like just have it up there already, then just use the AliExpress pictures. Not all the AliExpress pictures are bad. Like, they do have some good ones on there. What other questions are there?
The name of the book is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Do you guys think video ads convert better than picture ads on Facebook? Conrad, do you want to answer that one?
Sometimes, yes. At the end of the day, I think they convert around the same, but they convert for a lower price. So as long as everything kind of matches up, and you know, again, always be learning, always be testing. They probably convert around the same number, but you're gonna end up spending a lot less if your targeting is right. But they got to be good ads. They can't be crappy ads, right? They can't be like have the logo of the app that you used for free in the bottom corner and be like some really crappy quality video. It's got to actually look good. Spend some time on the video if you're going to do the video.
Of course, a lot of people think they can just video on their iPhone and like make it all shaky. No one wants to see that. They want it. It has to look professional. You know, if it looks professional, then more people are going to click on it. More people are willing to buy it just because it looks professional. So
okay, let me give you this. What about the apps? That's a good question. Sorry. So here are some of my top apps and my favorite apps. So I'm gonna the first app I'm gonna say too, because somebody said how you deal with long shipping. One, you focus on e-packet, so 7 or 14 days, or 7 to 21 days actually. But the way you can actually get the customer to be okay with that. There's an app I use. It's a free app. It's called Happy Email. And literally that app, as soon as a customer buys something from you, it sends them an email that you can customize to your liking. And what I usually say, I say, hey, thank you guys for shopping at this store. And I leave like a really nice message. Then I say, it's going to take around 7 to 21 business days. This is not include weekends or holidays for items to come. We're working super hard, and we produce all our items as you order them to make them fresh and great for you. So I say things like that, and the customer usually never really complains about that. They're more than happy that I reached out to them, and that's literally an automated process through the app called Happy Email.
What I usually do for the Happy Email, I usually just say, due to high demand, shipping might take 7 to 21 business days. And then I just do something like that. So just make sure it's good. Make sure you have like a good little script, just so they feel comfortable and that they trust you, just so they don't try to like dispute against you or anything like that. Because that's the last thing you need, is to get chargebacks.
Yeah, and then I go through my apps and you go through your apps. Then the other one would be Conversion Plus. It's basically, it creates a sense of urgency. So as soon as a customer adds a product to their cart, literally you can pick a time bar. It can be 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever you want. The time bar will literally pop up and it literally go down, like downwards. Like, and if the customer didn't check out within that time, it removes the item from the cart. And what that does, it creates a sense of urgency in the customer. They literally be like, oh my gosh, I gotta hurry up and get that before it goes out. It works so much. Like literally, it works on me sometimes when I go to some of my favorite websites, even though I know what they're doing. But it's a psychological factor that's phenomenal. And there's another app that I use as well. It's called FOMO, the fear of missing out. Basically, it pops up notifications, sell notification. These are real ones, and it's actually a lot more efficient.
These are real ones?
Yeah, these are real ones.
Sales Pop?
Yeah, Sales Pop is a little bit of if you're just now starting out and you want to like build that fear of missing out effect, and like let the people realize that your store is popular and you're getting sales. And you start off with what was it called? Sales pop. But then after you start actually getting a whole bunch of sales, you want to move towards FOMO. It's a lot more efficient. It's a lot more clean. It's a lot more efficient. And then you can actually customize it as well too. And I also use Hurryfy. So Hurryfy, what that is actually you can create a time bar as well. Spell FOMO. Oh, FOMO is FOMO. So FOMO. And then Hurryfy is basically you can create like a little time bar, and then you can also like create like, oh, there's only like 10 left, there's only 20 left or whatever, and then literally you can have that decrease, and literally it'll build another sense of urgency factor as well. So Hurryfy is awesome. And then for people who abandon cart, I use beautiful abandoned cart emails. What beautiful abandoned cart emails does is literally it's for all those customers who abandon their carts. It's literally automated, and you can literally, it sends like 2 emails, but you can continue sending more and more if you want. And what that does is just like you can customize the message and tell your customer, send them a discount code and say, hey, thank you for stopping by for our store. We realized you forgot some items in your car. Here's a discount code to save 20% or whatever percentage is off. And this will. All these apps right there, those are my top apps. I increase my conversion rates like crazy, especially beautiful abandoned cart emails. So if you want to get into some of yours.
He basically said all of them. One of them that I like to use that's really good is called Timer Plus Countdown. So basically this goes on your products, and it'll basically say you have, so basically when the buyer is on your the whole like the product that they want to buy, it's going to say 5 minutes left, and then it's gonna have like a little countdown bar, and basically just counting down. And it could be like 98% the countdown bar, and basically, like he said, it's a sense of urgency, so they feel like they have to buy it before it sells out. So they're like, crap, I have 5 minutes left. What if the product's not there? I really like this product. I need to get it now. So it's a sense of urgency. They feel like they need to buy it now, and that's really what you want them to do. You want them to go to your store. You want them to add it to cart and check out as fast as they can. That's what you want to do when you're creating your Shopify store. So I like that one a lot. But he basically covered most of the apps. Yeah, so I do free plus shipping. When I first started out, that's all I did. I did free plus shipping method. Like I said, free plus shipping method is also very good, because if you think about it, you're scrolling down on an Instagram page and you see something that says free, whether you like the product or you don't like it, you're automatically going to click on it just because it's free. Everyone wants free stuff, you know what I mean? And whether you like it or you don't like it, you want it. So,
and then just to add on to what he said too, that's also a good strategy as well, because it also, when it comes to your CPC, cost per click, it will be super, super low. Like I had some cost per clicks around like 10 cents, 5 cents, and even like my lowest was 5 cents. Is because I did that free plus shipping method. Because if they see an ad that says something about free, or just or do something and get something free, then a lot of people will basically like bounce towards that ad.
How do you name?
Yes, they are Shopify. Yes, they are Shopify.
Yeah, so all those apps that we gave you, they are Shopify apps. I don't know if any of them. Some of them might cost money, but if they do cost money, they're like $4 or $5. Pretty affordable. What was this one?
Free plus shipping is great for customer. Yeah, for customer acquisition. I don't do that too much anymore. I did it when I first started, and I did it. Yeah, like how you said, for customer acquisition.
It just depends, honestly, what product you're promoting. Yeah. So if you're promoting something that's maybe worth like $9 or $10, I would say use the free plus shipping method. Because you can make it free and just charge like $9.98 or $9.93 or even $8.99 for like shipping. And just I feel like if you're doing a free plus shipping method, and if the shipping rate is under $10, more people are likely to buy it. I think it's like something that has to do with like psychology. It's like if it's under 10, like if it's under like four digits, then more people are more likely to buy it. But yeah, so if you're doing free plus shipping, I would keep it under $10.
And then he said, is there a new method besides free plus shipping? What I also do too as well. Sometimes I'll like, let's say for example, just to keep it simple, let's say like I'm selling an item and I want to make $20 off of it. I will literally, as I market, I cut that price in half and say $10, and I'll charge $9.99 for shipping. That's one method that I use. That works super well for me. It gets that effect of that keeping that cost per click super low, and then I basically turn those into I convert those people who don't buy by using basically like the beautiful abandoned cart emails, like by giving them discount codes. So that's my little strategy for how do you advertise a product that isn't free plus shipping. One way is how I just said it, just like deduce, cut up however you want. It can be 50%, 70%, 25%, whatever percentage you want. But basically cut up the price that you're trying to sell it for and add some of that towards the shipping. That's one of my favorite ways. That's one of the ways I do it as well. Or you can just be blunt and just
charge like $20, $30.
Yeah.
It's just like if you're like promoting like a jacket or something, like you can do that. You can charge like $30, $40 because if they like the jacket, they're of course gonna buy it.
And then too, if the product is already like a popular product and people usually like they know they're getting a good deal. Like say for example, if I go to the store and this product costs $50, but right here it's $20, you can just say it bluntly because they already know that you're getting a good idea.
Okay, price for it.
My daily budget's pretty high. I spend a lot now, but I didn't start off high. I spent over.
You guys have to scale up. You guys gotta remember, like, you can start with $5, and whatever money you make from dropshipping, just save it and just keep putting more and more money into your dropshipping store. And eventually, you guys will be looking at very high profit. You guys will be making a lot of money. You guys just keep putting the money that you're making from dropshipping back into your store, or back into whatever you want to fund. But yeah, so make sure you guys save too, because I know like when I first started dropshipping, I wasn't used to like the exposure of having so much money. And like me being a teenager, of course, like I wanted everything that I couldn't have when I didn't have any money. So it was like I bought a whole bunch of stuff, but it wasn't like the smartest idea. And then I came to the conclusion, like, what am I doing? Like, I need to put this money into something that's gonna make me more money. And that's when I really started being smart with my money and stuff like that. So yeah, if you guys are starting out with dropshipping, like save your money. Like you guys might not be exposed to making that much money in such a short period of time, but just make sure you guys save your money and put your money into something that's going to make you more money in the future. Like cryptos, for example. Like you guys haven't started on the crypto game, you guys are messy now. Like you guys got to get started with crypto.
You guys do easy money. But also just to add on to the saving tip too, I had to learn this lesson the hard way as well too, but I just bought my car, which is a Tesla. It was my dream car. I always wanted it and I love it, but it wasn't a smart decision. Literally, it wasn't a smart decision. You should never buy anything that rusts, rot, or depreciates. Like I could have waited until like I have so much more. Like you need to have specific goals before you can reward yourself with something like that, because that money that I paid for my Tesla could have been used, for example, cryptocurrency. Oh my gosh. Never mind, but that was just because I'm still young as well too. So me just getting used to it, that's a lesson I learned. But I want to just pass on to everybody else that you don't need to buy things that look cool to impress other people, or buy these new cars, or spend over hundreds of dollars for shoes. Be cool, looking like a regular person, stack up your money, because basically you basically live a life that most people wish they can, because you didn't do what most people wish they had.
So do you recommend free shipping stores?
It just depends.
It just depends like on what product you're promoting. Like everything that we're saying, like free plus shipping, all these methods, it's all up to you. We're giving you guys this information so you guys can execute on it. You guys can actually put these like these facts, and you guys can put this into action. So everything that we're giving to you guys, like just whatever you guys want to do with it, you guys do it. Like do what you guys want to do with it.
Who's my favorite mentors? I have a few in-person mentors that people actually look up to a lot. There's Tony Robbins, Les Brown, Jim Rohn,
John Madrid.
But those are my top three that helped me change my life dramatically. Just watching your videos and actually do this, you guys. Watch YouTube. YouTube is like the greatest free university you can pay. Like literally, you can learn more on YouTube than any college will ever teach you. Just by studying people like I said, Tony Robbins, Les Brown, Bob Proctor. He's awesome when it comes. Somebody who asked me about psychology, study Bob Proctor. Whoever asked me that question about psychology books, study Bob Proctor. He's phenomenal when it comes to your mind. Bob Proctor. Yeah, he'll teach you so much. He'll shift your paradigm. Like there's a series on YouTube I think everybody should take when they ever have ambitions to become successful. It's free. It's called The Paradigm Shift by Bob Proctor. Do it. I'm about to make a YouTube for all you guys who keep asking.
All of us, me, Jacob, JT, we're all making a YouTube channel.
I promise.
I'm actually, well, this is actually the YouTube channel I have that I'm posting on pretty soon. But yeah. What else? Okay. Thaddeus, you want to hop on here?
Oh yeah, I learn a lot from books and videos. By the way, I read a lot. My room is nothing more but a library. You have to also, before I leave, sorry guys, one more thing. But basically, you want to study your books. Don't just read it through one time, because you need to study it like over and over and over. Like at least I read the book probably 5 times, but I'm still learning as I read it, because there's always something new. And I grow to a different person as I read it again. So study. Peace out, and you guys are awesome.
All right, guys. So we are bringing on the myth, the legend, Thaddeus Strickland.
Yo. How you guys doing? How you guys doing? I think to like wrap up, because like we've had a lot of dropshipping people like talk already.
Everyone on here. We're waiting for Casey to come on there. Come on, Casey. You gotta teach us how you do your internet marketing.
But yeah, guys, so I'm more than happy to like answer questions and stuff like that. Like if you guys don't really know, I got started with dropshipping probably 2 years ago, almost 2.5 years. So not as long as Conrad, that's for sure. But
Conrad,
yeah, so like 2 years ago, and I started that in summer. Bro, come on, you gotta be. Yeah, no. So literally, I got started 2.5 years ago. 2.5 years ago, and I was back home from college break, and I was like, okay, I hate college. I've been doing this for a year now. I knew when I applied to college that I wouldn't like. So I was like, I gotta do something to get me out of this. Because like my parents, my family did not like leave school if I had like no plan or like no backbone, right? So I had to make something of myself. And I think I've told some of you guys before too, but like I basically found dropshipping or started dropshipping before I really knew what dropshipping was, just because I was always like curious. I think that's really important too, just staying curious, guys. Like always like keeping an eye out on new opportunities, new like market shifts, which is what I think I'm going to talk about a lot around like the dropshipping spectrum. But staying curious, I literally found or kind of like got into dropshipping because I saw certain Instagram influencers post their website, and then they posted like results with their websites because they drove traffic from their like Instagram pages that they managed themselves, and then they drove traffic to the website, and then they made sales from it. I was like, seems kind of like easy, right? Obviously, it's not as easy as it seems, but that's kind of what got me into it. So I looked into it. I really went to their websites because they post on their Snapchat stories and whatnot. So like again, it's just curious. Like I was like, okay, what is he doing? I'm gonna like look into it. So that's what I did. Found the websites, found Shopify, all that kind of stuff. So then I like look into it. I made my own Shopify account, and that's kind of when I got started dropshipping. Again, I didn't own a bunch of like Instagram pages that like I didn't have 10 different Instagram accounts with like 10 million followers that I could just like throw my website at and then like see what converts. I literally had nothing. I was back on college break in between playing soccer and video games. So So literally I had to kind of again be curious and see what I could do. So I reached out to a bunch of influencers, and I was like, okay, I don't have a lot of money, and dropshipping back then wasn't like a buzzword kind of like as it is now. It was very very like hyper and like very like people are realizing like the opportunities in dropshipping, which is why like everyone's kind of flooding into that right now. But back then, like it wasn't, I guess, as big or as prominent. So then I reached out to influencers. I was like, hey, I don't have a lot of money. This is like a brand new site, kind of what John was saying, like templates earlier and stuff. I have money to pay for shout outs. So I literally had to do profit splits or revenue shares and stuff like that. Which again, it cuts a big chunk of my profit margins because dropshipping too. Like but it adds up with volume and stuff like that. Especially if you have no money for marketing. Like that's an angle you guys could potentially look into. And if you just don't have money, but then you also consider like the ramifications of that, because if you give a chunk of your margins when you do get bigger, you can't just cut them off. Like you are going to be paying them off. Like they win in the long run, you win in the short term game where you actually get money. Like you actually get marketing like plugs in a sense, right? So that's what I did. Around for my first site, and then from there I was smart with it. I was like, okay, I don't want to do revenue like splits with like all these influencers for all my stores, because like I kind of figured, like I kind of knew, like, all right, so these Instagram shout outs, like this is what I had to do. And again, like with marketing shifts and whatnot, I'll talk to that like later, because it's like these days it's not as easy as just like buying a shout out and throwing it out there and like making sales. Tried that, have realized it's just not not as easy to do. And what was I? Yeah, no. So basically, like with the Instagram shoutouts and stuff like that, like I didn't want to do, revenue shares with all my sites, because I did one site to get me on the ground because I didn't have money, right? I was back on college break. I wanted to do something, start something to get me away from college because I didn't like that. So that's what kind of got me off the ground. And then I used that money. Like I didn't splurge. I didn't like buy, a bunch of like crazy, like random, like monetary items with my first store that saw like a little bit of like profit. I used that and I like made more sites, right? Because like, and like for me, it was kind of just like, all right, I need to like diversify, and I wasn't diversifying necessarily like industry. So I wasn't going into like software or anything like that yet. But I'm not hearing any plug, guys. But so I didn't diversify into like different industries yet. I diversified into more dropshipping sites because that's kind of just what I knew, and that's what I knew at the time was like working for me, right? So I just doubled down on that, and I made more and more sites, and then I eventually came up to like 6 or 7 sites, and I was like, okay, this is taking up all my time. I need to like outsource stuff like that. So that's when I like brought on like virtual assistants. This whole time period is a span of like months, guys. It's not just like 1 week. Like nearly a year in terms of like building out all these sites and just getting everything like together and like profitable and running relatively smoothly. Just getting over all these like speed bumps and hurdles, even just AliExpress blocking my account, or like the banks blocking your card after like every single transaction, like stuff like that. When you're dropshipping like from Ali and stuff like that, there's little hurdles that you kind of have to get over. And there were points where I just wanted to rip my hair out just because I did not want to deal with that stuff. But it's something that you guys just all have to kind of do and get over like those hurdles and get around them. There are ways to do that, but in terms of like marketing shifts, guys, there's a lot going on, especially with like the whole in like the marketing industry. Because again, as say buying one random shout out and then throwing that out there and then just getting traffic and getting sales, right? Before, especially with Instagram's algorithm, all that stuff, like a year or 2 years ago, it was different. Like you could literally buy a shout out. They'd throw it out there and you get relatively decent traffic if the page was good. And again, like buying followers, buying all this kind of stuff wasn't as prevalent back then as it is today. And so like with that like emerging, like with these emerging markets, because again, there's like market equilibrium, right? So how I'm looking at it now is before like ago, I would look at pages around 300K to 1 million, right? That was my like prime range for shout outs. Okay. And then again, this was a year and a half ago. Right, and I would look for those size pages to do my shout outs on, okay? And that's where I would send a lot of my traffic. I wouldn't even look, like me personally, I wouldn't look at small pages. I wouldn't look at really big pages. But then the thing with like this marketing shift, guys, and again, this like market, like this equilibrium that kind of like balances things out, is that because so many people are going for these like middle-sized pages, because people want like people like you and like me, like when we're just starting out, we want to like get as much reach as we can, right? So like we want to look for those 300K to 1 million pages, because those 1 million plus pages are maybe a little out of reach, right? And those really small pages are cheap, and we think we can do like better than that. So we look for those 300K to 1 million pages that we want to buy shout outs from, okay? And then we buy shout outs from and we get like sales from, because you do that. But that was a year and a half ago, right? The thing with this like whole like things balance out is that, especially with like people buying fake followers, like the engagement, stuff like that, like now it's like source all these influencers that we look into. It's literally kind of like how I kind of look at influencers now. It's like it's completely shifted, right? Instead of looking at 300K to 1 million for influencers, right? I realize now that there's a whole market now for people just buying a bunch of fake followers and then offering shout outs to you guys as dropshippers and like kind of like get your money in that sense. Like there's a whole market for that. Okay, because dropshipping and stuff like that is so like prevalent now and such like an interesting industry. There's people that are trying to capitalize on dropshippers wanting to like pursue this and like get money off of that side of things, right? So you kind of have to look at that and view it from like a different perspective, okay? And then kind of like adapt to that, right? So now instead of me looking at 300K to 1 million pages, I actually look at really small pages or like the really, really big pages, like the OG pages that have been around for a long time. Okay, those ones, again, like John said, like you can't really negotiate with really big pages, but like with these really small pages, guys, oftentimes like you can get really, really good ROIs or results just by working with these small pages instead of going to these 300K to 1 million pages. Because what I've found personally is like, especially like between this like last year and a half until now, a lot of these 300K to 1 million pages, they buy followers, they buy engagement to get your money to do that. And like now, like, cause I've seen, like, I know a lot of you guys have been through this, like you buy a shout out from those pages and you don't see a very good return, like at all. Like you just don't see any sort of like solid return on your investment when you guys, maybe drop anywhere from like $80 to $200 or something for a shout out, even more, right? In that kind of range. And so what you guys like, what I've been doing now is moving to these smaller pages where you can get a lot cheaper shout outs, right? John said like $8, something like that. These smaller pages again, it's not like as big of a reach, but you can get a much better return because most of the time they're more real, right? Like the engagement, the user base, their following is actually legitimate, and they aren't, you know, buying a huge amount of followers just to like attract you guys because you're like, oh dang, this guy has 300K, but he's only saying his shout out is like $10. Well, it's like, first of all, that should ring a bell and be like, okay, why is this so cheap? But then when you go with these smaller pages, guys, that's kind of like that marketing shift that kind of happens between, because again, like industries change, everything changes, especially with today's technology, like things change very, very fast. And there's a market for everything these days, okay? And so with all that going on, you guys kind of like take a step back and kind of just like look at that and kind of see, all right, what's going on, like what can I do, like what's changing, right? And adapt to that. Because again, if you can't adapt, if you can't change in this world, not even just dropshipping, then you're gonna fail. You're gonna get lapped by everyone else who is adapting and who is changing to these like differences and trends and whatnot, right? So that's kind of like that market shift that I want you guys to kind of realize and just be on the lookout for. Because again, like even now, as I'm saying, you know, like maybe look for smaller pages instead of looking for 300K to 1 million pages. Like that could change too in the next few months. Like, you don't really like know. So again, it's like doing your own research and like kind of looking at the market as a whole and seeing like, okay, where is like everything kind of going at this rate or at this point in time, and kind of being able to adapt and change to that.
Someone said, do you prefer your page post or story post? So it just depends. So if you do a story post, I would say have something that's going to catch your attention. So with that, maybe like a video. I know there's people on Fiverr who can make those really cool swipe up videos. So where basically it would be like, blah, 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 get this today, swipe up, swipe up, swipe up. Like they have really cool people on Fiverr who can do that. So if you're doing story posts, I would say do that just because it just really grabs a person's attention. If it grabs their attention, then they're most likely going to click on that product, even if it's a cool product. So for story posts, do that. But for anything else, I would say do make a video of the product that you're promoting, or even like get the product in hand and take cool pictures of it, and then promote it on the page that you want to promote it on. But yeah, so with story ads, I would say have something that grabs their attention, not just a plain picture because that's boring. If you go on a story and you see a picture that says buy now, swipe up, like that's boring. No one's gonna do it unless like they really like that product. But if they really like that product and it's a swipe up story, then most people are gonna do it because it's gonna grab their attention. But yeah, it just depends. Just make it so it grabs the person's attention. So try to find someone that can make a cool swipe up video for the story post. But yeah.
Yeah, no, that kind of actually reminds me of something else. That's kind of like how are you branding, you know, your sites and whatnot, right? Because again, with like dropshipping stuff and what I do with my sites, you want to seem like very unique and like authentic and just different from everyone else. And it's like, how are you gonna do that? And the thing like that I think helped my sites do really well in the beginning is like content, guys. Like, what are you posting to your social media? Like, if you're driving all your traffic from social media, then you want good social media, right? You don't want to post these same supplier pictures and whatnot over and over again because it's not going to look good. Like, if you're trying to build like a nice feed, like look at these really popular brands, like Movement, for instance. Movement watches, MVMT, like those guys, they started from Instagram. Like, they got most of their buzz from Instagram. They worked with influencers who could take really, really good pictures of their products, and they use that as kind of that marketing leverage to get eyeballs, right? To get people interested in the product. So it's like, how are you branding yourself? And I think what I did well is I actually ordered products to my house before I was pushing like a lot of like marketing stuff, and I took pictures of those, or like I had people that I knew, like friends, take pictures and that they were good with like cameras and editing and stuff like that. And just how are you kind of branding your stuff, right? Because if you can get good content or good pictures for like your Instagram feed, your Facebook ads, your Instagram ads, your website, right? If you can build that out and actually make it look unique and different and like good quality, instead of just being another one of those dropshipping stores, then right there, like that in itself will help you boost conversion. That helps, it will drive like brand loyalty. That'll help you be different and be unique. And all that kind of stuff plays into just building, you know, a really good quality dropshipping site that isn't just, you know, one of those other sites that like 1,000 other people have, that people are pushing, you know, 1,000 of the same other products, right? So you got to be different, or at least make yourself look different and unique, so that like the customer's perspective, or like your perceived perspective is something that customers will look at and be like, oh, like this is different, this is cool, this is something I haven't seen before. And then from there, they can actually, you know, you can build trust with your website, you can build trust with the customer and get them to convert. But yeah, guys, if you have any more questions, just let me know. But let's see. Where do you direct people on page posts? That's the thing. So I know John said what he did like really well was like the free product play for shipping. That does work really well. But again, it kind of plays in like how are you branding yourself, right? for my dropshipping sites, or for my first 2 dropshipping sites, right? My brand, I was trying to be perceived as a little bit more luxurious, okay? Because there's different kind of things you can capitalize on, right? So with free product plus shipping, you're most likely capitalizing on impulse buyers, right? Impulse purchase, people just like, oh, this is free, this is cheap, this is now, I want to buy now, right? So that's like an impulse purchase, okay? How I was kind of in myself, for me personally, I didn't run any free product plus shipping ads for most of my sites. I literally just ran product like description ad. Literally, it would be a really nice picture of the product, okay? A nice quality picture, not a supply picture like that. And then I would just a short description of the product, like what it is, literally call to actions, plug my like the Instagram handle for my site, have the URL in the caption, even though you can't click on it and stuff like that. And then from there, directing to that, just having a little bit of a higher perceived like value to these customers. That was kind of my branding angle for my site, and because all my content was unique and different, and we had videos and whatnot, that's just how like that's how I converted really well. And then in terms of just like starting up your Instagram and stuff like that, guys, and just like Instagram marketing in general, because I know with Shane and all that stuff, it's like you want to build out that Instagram or the Facebook pixel, right, so you can like scale and whatnot, and that's where like a lot of like the big money is made, especially with like again like the shifts in these markets and whatnot. What a lot of you guys do to start off in dropshipping and like get that initial traffic, especially if you're driving traffic from Instagram, is you need a good quality Instagram page, right? That's something that I did really well. And again, this was like 1.5 years ago when Instagram's algorithm was different, but I grew to 35,000 organic followers just from these shout outs. Again, like the algorithm was completely different, but that's what I did within a month too. So that's something that just because of the content I was posting and the shout outs I was running on these pages and whatnot, and the content looked good and the brand, like the image was like luxurious and different, then from there it drove people to the Instagram. People were like, oh, this is actually some cool stuff. They didn't only just convert on the site, but they actually like followed the page. They actually engaged with the page. They engaged with the brand as a whole. And that's something that I think a lot of people struggle with. And then that's the thing too. It's like if you don't have time, if you have like time freedom, that's why like John, everyone, that's why we use like DoubleTap and whatnot too. It's just because it allows you to get like automate the engagement that you're trying to get from these customers, if that kind of makes sense. But either way, it's just important to like build that engagement or the brand loyalty in a sense. And it's just how you your site, right? You can go the impulse buyer way, which is what the free product shipping, and you just capitalize on like impulse, like getting people to buy right off the bat. Just because of the ad copy and the marketing, right? Or you go like my route, which is a little bit more like perceived value, perceived luxury, or something like that. And you have like really clean content, like content that looks like that makes your product look luxurious and make your site and website and marketing just look different. Like one of those dropshipping stores, okay? And that's just kind of just how you brand yourself and how you can build that brand loyalty. And then again, it's just like engaging with all of your customers and your potential customers and all that kind of good stuff. And then that's literally, I guess, how to get your feet off the ground in terms of just starting up, especially when you just want to drive for Instagram. Especially you don't have a lot of money, guys. That's kind of why I told you guys my story. Is like I didn't really have a lot of money in my shout outs when I first started. I literally had no money. Like, all right, I got to do something. So I gotta make something work out, right? So that's what I did. And then from there, I was like, all right, from this first store, I was like, okay, I gotta capitalize on this, like, and like I got this influencer to actually agree with me on a revenue share agreement. So I was like, okay, this is good. I gotta capitalize on, like, what am I gonna do, right? I made sure everything was like clean and different. Like again, the content was a lot better than any other dropshipping sites that I had found, even selling the same stuff. Okay, we had probably the best content. Okay, and again, that's like just networking. I didn't know how to take good photos or edit good photos when I first started. I had buddies that did, so I hit them up. I was like, yo, like, can you guys like take some cool photos with me? Like, it'll help grow your portfolio or whatever, because you like photography, and then it'll help me out because I want to like make a cool website and have like cool ads and stuff like that. That's different. Okay, so it's just like how you're branding your site and how you're kind of like getting that kick off the ground for your Instagram. And it's like replying to all the potential customers' comments, okay? Even liking that now, because again, like we weren't able to like comments like 1.5 years ago. So like just engaging with those customers, engaging with like potential customers, and that not only interact with your page, but interact with the pages around your niche or industry and stuff like that, and just getting them to like interacting like with them, right? Is kind of how you can build that brand loyalty and get people visiting your page, visiting your website, eventually converting. And then retargeting later or scaling out with Facebook with audience, right? More questions.
Casey might hop on pretty soon.
Okay. We're creating your store. Yeah, no, exactly, Ty. Like the more like the more unique you can make your store look and appear, the better your conversion, just because it doesn't seem like you're just one of those other sites that are just trying to get, you know, like people's money, people's credit card information, right? It's like literally you want to be a unique brand. You want to have a story. You want to have unique content.
You want to make it different.
Yeah,
from
exactly.
other stores. There's so many Shopify stores out there, so you have to make your Shopify store make it look different than others, just so it stands out to them. Because if it stands out to them, then it's just gonna draw their attention more to that store. And more likely gonna buy more things if they like the store, or they're gonna refer friends and family to that store if you guys have good products and you guys have good customer service. So yeah.
One more thing I want to tell everybody. I heard somebody, or you talking about college. I used to go to college. Is if you guys are in college, use your financial aid wisely. Use your financial aid to invest in your business. A lot of people blow their financial aid, so that's just a little thing that you guys can do. Use your financial aid wisely. And what I used to do too, because I was big in fashion, like I said, so I would buy stuff from AliExpress, and I knew a lot of people who got financial aid will blow it. So I'll find things they like and just sell it to them. That's how you guys can capitalize on something like that.
Nuggets. Here we go.
Nuggets.
Yeah. Any more questions, guys?
Yeah,
yeah, you guys have questions?
I know someone said, is it possible to make 6 figures on Instagram? Yes, it's totally possible.
Guys,
I made 6 figures
on
Instagram at 16, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, it's definitely possible to make money, like a lot of money online from just using Instagram. Like, and you can scale up using Facebook, like Connor. Like Connor scaled up drastically. Facebook runner. You scaled up in Facebook.
Yeah, sorry, you're lagging like crazy. But yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
So,
like,
yeah.
That's like kind of what John said. Like you can I made 95% of my money with my first sites through Instagram. One, because I didn't really know how to use Facebook marketing. Because again, I was really just like a kid back from college break, wanting to make money. So I figured out Instagram stuff. I had that. I doubled down on that. But again, I didn't really know how to with Facebook. But I doubled down on Instagram, and then that's before, you know, like everything else, where it was a little bit, I guess you could say, simpler to get traction and like not kind of like all these like workarounds and stuff like that. But that's where a lot of my money or like revenue came from when I first started. That was before I started like playing around with Facebook ads, playing around with like building out my audiences and whatnot like that. You can definitely make 6 figures off of Instagram. It's just how you're branding yourself, how, you know, your customers are looking at you, how you're being perceived, and just the value you're offering to your clients. Your customers.
There's literally so much money to be made off of social media, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. You just have to capitalize. You guys have to execute on it. People use Instagram, Twitter, Facebook for the bad. They use it to talk about their life. They use it to, oh my God, my boyfriend, blah, 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 just broke up to me. Like, no one cares about that. Like, use social media for the good. Use social media to make money off of it. Use it to your advantage, because there's so much money to be made off of social media. And that's why, like, we're basically here is basically just tell you guys, execute, guys. Like, execute. Like, people say they're gonna do it. People say they're gonna do this and that, but they don't actually execute on it. They might start, you know, for like a week or two, but then a week or two later, they're not motivated. They need someone to motivate them. Like, motivate yourself. Like, just you guys just really gotta execute on the idea of what you guys want to do. So, what else is there?
He said how long it took you, or it took us before you hit consistent monthly income enough to drop out of college. So with my very first site, guys, on launch. So basically, because again, I got this opportunity from this influencer who was down to do revenue share, right? I didn't want to mess that up. So I was tinkering, I was playing around with my website before it went live for, I'd say, a good 3 weeks, which is more than enough time now than like to get a Shopify website up and running with everything else, right? But I was just like, this is my first time. I was like nervous. I didn't want to mess up this like opportunity with the influencer, right? But on the day of launch, I did $2,200 in revenue. Okay, and then every day since then, I did anywhere from $1,200 to $3,000. All right, so that was literally my first store. Okay, and that was all again through Instagram shoutouts. Like that right there should show you guys like the power of social media and like if you can brand yourself right. Because again, I ordered these products like before I really knew why I was doing it. I just thought like, hey, I should order these products and take pictures with them so they seem different, right? Like I was doing that before I actually realized like why I was doing that. Okay, so like I did that to get the cool content. Like right off the bat on launch, my site looked different. It looked way different than any one of these like people out there who were doing similar stuff. Like people actually like felt like it was a unique company with like really cool content and like a cool like vibe that they could like affiliate with, like connect with. Okay, I think that's why I converted so well too. It's just because it was different.
Yeah, me, John, how do you find the right niche? How do you find the niche? So how I go about finding a niche is I have two ways. So I either think seasonal, so like what JT said, if it's summer, or in the summer that relates to summer, so whatever you can think of that relates to summer, then there's also find something that stands out to you, find something that grabs your attention, find something that pops out to you. You never seen before, because you haven't seen it before. Most likely, other people haven't seen it before. Just like fidget spinners. When people first saw fidget spinners, they're like, "Whoa, what the heck is this? It's crazy. I want it because everyone has it. I want it because it just looks interesting to you. I just never seen it before." So that's why I feel like fidget spinners really blew up, because no one has ever seen that before. So when you guys are looking for a product, find something that you haven't seen before. So find something that pops out to your attention, because if it grabs your attention, it's definitely going to grab the audience attention. It's definitely going to grab the other person's attention. Also, like if you see like Instagram ads and you see the same Instagram ad every single day, like a sponsored post, and it's a product, like, and you can tell it's a dropshipping store, like take it. Like just take it. Like, real though, like make a store, get that product, put it on your store and promote it. Because they're obviously doing something right if they keep promoting that same ad. Or if you see the same product on like a meme page or on the Instagram page, and they keep posting that same picture, take it. Like just take it. Like it's just take it.
Yeah, again, like, and that might sound like me, because like dropshipping is a very cutthroat industry, and like because it's so easy to get into. Like if you don't do that and capitalize on that opportunity, someone else will. Yeah. And you'll lose out on
like there's so much money to be made out there. Like just take it. It's not gonna hurt the other. It might hurt them a little bit, but like it's not like you know them. So just take the niche, like capitalize off of it. I know someone said, what would you guys say about affiliate marketing? Affiliate marketing,
I think it's easy to do when like if you study it, because you just have to be good at selling or figure out how to connect with people or show them the value in certain opportunities.
People say someone keeps saying how they're underage. Guys, being underage has nothing to do with anything. Like, there's ways to get around it. Me and Jacob got around it. One of my friends, he's 15-year-old. He got around it. 14-year-old, one of my friends, he got around it. If they can get around it, you guys can definitely get around. Like, there's ways to do it. Like, there's websites to find, like, this might sound bad, but like to find like fake socials, to find like fake IDs. Like, so honestly, just use those. But like, there's ways to bypass the whole underage thing. Like if you guys, for PayPal, like I said, you can put in like your regular information. You don't have to be 18. You do have to be 18 to have a PayPal, but you could send out money through PayPal without having to be 18. But once you guys start receiving a whole bunch of money through PayPal, then that's when you have to prove that you're 18.
Yeah, that's when they ask for your ID.
So yeah, if you guys, I wouldn't recommend yet receiving a whole bunch money. Like, I wouldn't recommend. What's the word? I wouldn't recommend taking PayPal payments through Shopify yet until you're 18, or maybe ask your parents if you could use their social. But I would wait for that. But until then, just only send money out, don't receive it. For Shopify, use your parents. It's fine. Like, use your parents.
And even like, so like even if you guys are underage and you do want to like accept PayPal, for instance, right? If you guys have filed for like a business or an LLC, right? You can have your parents create a business PayPal account under your LLC name, and then in the actual LLC documents, you can actually state them as like a registered agent of your LLC. So like they don't actually own any equity in your business, right? But they're allowed to help manage or conduct the business that you entitled them to, right? So that's kind of like a workaround. Just like trying to get through. So, but then again, that does require you to actually like pay for an LLC, which like in Washington, it's $250, and then you have business licenses, which is like $10, $15. So it can be pricey if you don't have the money to start up, but that is a workaround that you consider. That's definitely more, I guess, like legal approach, where you can just have your parents who are a lot older, register as, like be a registered agent for your LLC, and then have them create the business account under your business name. So you're not actually like tied to that yet.
Someone said use a fake. No, don't use a fake ID. No. Someone said Tanner got locked up 10,000. The reason why he got money locked up was because, like I said, if you have a lot of money coming in super fast, quickly, they're gonna shut you down. Same with Stripe. Stripe's gonna shut you down. It's just because it's just suspicious. I mean, if you see $10,000 go instantly to someone's PayPal account, just like, yo, what just happened? And they want to make sure that they just want to make sure it's legit. So that's where you have to be 18 for PayPal. But what else? Trying to think. How to find the right connection products. 16. Start. So like I said, like with products, like go on Instagram, go on YouTube. Like there's a lot of famous people. Like for example, famous people when cloud goggles were big, you see all famous people have them. I saw a lot of dropshipping stores promoting cloud goggles. So you can get niches from famous people. You can get niches from taking them off your Instagram feed. You can get niches from if you see them on what's it called? If you see them on the same Instagram page and keep promoting that same picture, you can get them from there. What else? These things that you think will sell, just try and test it because it doesn't hurt to try and test it out. Like just test a whole bunch of different products. It's really the key. Dropshipping, just keep testing. It takes time. A lot of people think dropshipping is gonna take a week, 2 weeks. You might get lucky. You might get lucky with that, but it usually takes a little bit long. It just depends, honestly, how much work you put into it. It all comes down to how much you want it and how much work you put into it. Like if you want it, then I guarantee you can make your first sell within maybe a couple weeks. But it just depends on you and how much time you put into it and how much you really want it. So it just depends on you, honestly. I know Connor said if anyone has any questions about Facebook, go ahead and spit them down in the comments. Connor will go ahead and
all right, guys. Well, that was me. If you guys like Addy, but yeah, I was talking to you guys. I'll see you guys later.
Wait for Casey to come. Hold up. This is more than enough value than I expected. Yeah, man, that's what we're here to do is give you guys a lot of value, a lot of information. Because when like first starting like a dropshipping store, first starting out with like e-commerce, it's a little bit hard, it's a little bit difficult, and it can be very confusing. So that's what we're here to do is just help you guys and walk you guys through it. Yes, if you guys have any Facebook questions, go ahead and put them down and in the comment section so we can go. So Conrad can go ahead and answer those. John, tell your brother to throw in there here. Where did you learn how to dropship from? So I learned how to dropship from Josh helped me a little bit, but through Jacob. Jacob, he really guided me through setting up my store and stuff like that and making me get comfortable with the store and Shopify and stuff like that. So Jacob played a really big role in helping me set up my Shopify and stuff like that. But I'm trying to think. Josh, you wanna hop on here? I don't think Casey's hopping on. So we'll just have Josh wrap it up.
You got some water?
So I don't wanna be waiting for him.
Yeah, I'll give you like $50.
Hey Connor, how should I grow a business profile on Facebook?
I give you 3 Bitcoin for 3 water bottles.
Yeah, if you wanna grow a business profile on Facebook, like get more likes and whatnot. I mean, there are sites out there where you can buy stuff. That is one of the cases where I actually would suggest using PPE ads, just another ad conversion type. If you have a really cool product or maybe just a fun video, and I actually think Casey will talk a lot about this because Casey is also very good at shooting out videos that already are out there that exist that are motivational or relevant and getting them shared and kind of making them go viral, if not sometimes mini viral. And that creates a lot of engagement on the page that's sharing them as well. And so if you're doing that with a regular page, so let's say you have a regular page, and whether you're showing a really cool ad for a unique item, or cool photo, something funny, maybe a video that's already viral from YouTube or another channel, and running a PPE ad on that towards whoever your target audience is or your demographic audience, that'll actually get a lot of people to interact with that ad, but also a lot of people will start following your page, and that'll grow your page to people that are semi-interested into what you're offering, as long as you keep everything relevant, as well as keep it to real people.
Let's see. What up, Shane? How you doing, bro?
Good, good. You guys are local.
Yeah, bro. Like right down the street, huh?
Yeah.
Mob over, man. Want to come through? Let's see. That? What's going on, everybody? Hey, actually, real quick, Shane, bro. I just decided right now I want to throw a crazy, awesome birthday trip to Thailand in March. My birthday's in March. So if you're down, dude, March 1st to March 13th, I want to get like 20, 25, 30 people out there. Maybe even fly out some people that are like crushing it, for a few days. That are killing it online, for following our stuff. It's a wild trip, dude. Get it like a 9,000 square foot villa. Chefs, like, kind of fun out there. You began?
Yeah, I've never been to Thailand, so we can add it to the list. Let's do it.
Yeah, same, bro. I've been like wanting to go forever, dude, and like, just timing, it's been off. Every week, dude. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, so I think John wanted me and Thad to hop on. We're going to talk to you guys a little bit about Instagram marketing, Instagram growth, give you guys some info too on a new software that's coming out, and you guys will reach out to whoever brought you on this life after, and they'll help you get started with that as well. I'll just have people pick you up. Okay.
I think your guys' camera is down, by the way, too.
Oh, it's not working?
No.
Oh, click it. Boom. Can you see us? Oh, do we have to go back and forth? Like, it doesn't automatically do it?
No.
That's weird. Last time I went live, like, automatically did it.
Don't keep clicking it, because then the viewers
keep clicking it. Oh, shit. All right, yo. Hey, yo. All right, cool. So, yeah, guys, me and Thaddeus, we're going to talk to you guys a little bit about, the power of Instagram marketing. I know they talked a little bit about dropshipping, but it's also very important for personal branding, affiliate marketing. Quick question. Anybody inside DoubleTap already? Let me know in the comments. Ooh. But yeah, I was just telling Shane about Thailand, bro. I just invited everybody, man. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, let's invite all Team Jet Set, the whole squad on Instagram. Everyone
yeah, bro. I mean,
everyone's invited.
We should actually kind of do something like that. Like maybe like one day, like just like what if we did an event in Thailand? And we have to be down for like an event in Thailand. And then I will hang out for like a whole day. Then we'll be like a mastermind at night. Like, would you guys be down for that? If you guys don't know, Thailand is like one of the most beautiful spots in the world. It's in Asia. The Golden Hustlers. Crazy lit, man. I love being live, dude. I love being live. I used to go live every single day. It's been a while. Been really busy. Been working. Been grinding. But we're back.
I'm gonna go MIA pretty soon.
Oh yeah. So where do we start? All right. Let's start with all right. So how many of you guys are using Instagram to make money right now? Comment below. Comment whether it's affiliate marketing, drop shipping, e-commerce. Like, are you already using Instagram to make money? Comment. Let me know. Here we go. Been listening to that podcast. Let's go. Yeah. All right, cool. So let's just give them the rundown real quick. Why it's important, and then we're gonna give you guys a tool that you guys can get access to if you choose. That can pretty much be like game-changing, revolutionizing for your brand, for your business, for your store, whatever it is. So first things first. Let's see. my first things first, guys. So I'll give you guys a little rundown. Me and Thaddeus, we had a business that we started last year that is 600 grand in the first 6 months of launching. That's about 100 grand a month on average. All from Instagram, 1,000,000% from Instagram. And that's because the business model we set up was really providing a solution for a massive, massive problem that a lot of people were struggling with and a lot of people couldn't figure out how to overcome. So all we did, fix that problem, and the business exploded. And we pretty much took that business model, revamped it times 10, added so many more features, and we recreated it. And we haven't talked about it yet on social. You guys are actually a super small, like, exclusive group listening right now. It's like 34 of you guys. So not many people have heard about this yet. But what this allows you to do is to be able to make money, like, on Instagram through multiple sources of income. I've been using Instagram, been building my brand on Instagram for like 2 years. All I've been doing is just been documenting, what I've been doing, inspiring others, and giving, advice, giving information. And then I've also had the opportunity to sell, affiliate products, to sell my own products, to sell merchandise, to promote other people's products on my Instagram. And because of using tools like this, and because of building my brand, following really simple, proven steps, I've been able to make a lot of money off Instagram. I don't know how much. I would say multiple 6 figures, and that's just from Instagram. That's not including my actual businesses, like the one that we launched together, and that's not including my different sources of income and different social media platforms and channels, and my agency. So it's a very, very powerful tool if you guys know how to use it. Let's see any comments. I'm taking notes now. You're missing out. Yeah. Thaddeus has made over 6 figures drop shipping on Instagram. Did you talk about that already?
Yeah, so I talked a bit. I literally told him like 95% of my sales, especially when I first started, was all Instagram.
Right.
Which is like, that's just to show you like the power of social media and Instagram itself, because it's such like an engaging platform, and it's like the platform to be on right now in terms of just like engagement and like kind of growing.
I think it's gonna be for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Instagram has mastered what they've done. So my question for you guys, is anybody drop shipping right now? Comment yes.
Just see a lot of yeses right here.
Yeah, and then does anybody want to start affiliate marketing? Comment yes. Or comment, say like yes drop shipping, yes affiliate marketing. Like, comment that. Is a figure 8,000 or 100,000? Well, one figure would be $1 or like $9. 2 figures would be like $10. So you can kind of do the math for each figure.
There we go.
What's so funny?
Yeah.
All right. Both.
Say one figure.
Dope. Sounds good. All right, so check this out. We've released a tool, and don't go like blasting this all around like social media just yet. Only a few of you guys know about this. So we released a tool called DoubleTap. Me and Thaddeus were investors inside of the company. We invested a lot of money into tools like these and things like this over the last year. And essentially what it does is a lot of guys, let's say you're not making the Instagram sales you want. This allows you to drive traffic to your Shopify store Instagram page. This allows you to drive traffic to build your brand, to create engagement, to create leads, to create and find prospects, to piggyback other stores, to piggyback people in your niche, and get their following to follow and interact with you. This allows you to find influencers, message influencers. This allows you to get more likes, get more followers, get more comments. This allows you to automatically schedule your Instagram post, automatically repost and schedule your Instagram post. And it allows you to edit ads inside the app. It allows you to message people through the app. What else am I missing? This allows you to do so much stuff.
It's literally like an all-in-one, especially like just a bundle of features for Instagram, like management and building that presence and building engagement, building loyalty. Just everything you basically need.
Yeah, there's nothing out there like this. There's nothing, which is why I'm super excited, because we have a monopoly on the market for this tool. There's nobody that can compare. And everybody that's using this is going to see a massive advantage in their you and their brand exposure. And just nobody else can compare. If they're not using it, they're not going to be able to keep up with the current trends, current things today. You can fully automate your page. Dude, like, I'm just trying to think, like, dude, imagine like we had something like this like a year ago, 2 years ago, like something exactly like this, all these features. We had stuff similar, but not everything. If we had something like everything, like, it would be crazy. So somebody says they're in a DoubleTap affiliate group on Facebook. So yeah, we did a live feed in there last week, giving you guys a ton of information on it. But what you guys need to know is that one, so I'll answer questions. It's called DoubleTap Pro. There's 2 products from DoubleTap Pro. The product that you guys have access to right now is called Growth Hacker, GH. You guys can also be an affiliate for these products, which means so everybody needs this. You would be mentally retarded or you don't want to make money online, excuse my language, if you didn't want to use this. If you wanted to make money online and you're not using this, or you don't want to use it, then there's probably something wrong with you. Everybody that wants to make money online and has common sense is going to use this product. It's called DoubleTap Pro. What I'll do is whoever invited you guys to this stream, Conrad, Thaddeus, John, whoever, just message somebody from the team after this live stream, and they'll give you guys a link to it. I don't have the link right now. So you can just message them on Instagram, Snapchat, wherever it is. But check this out. If you want to grow your following, you want to make money off your following, you want to grow your dropshipping stores, you want to make more sales, this is exactly for you. So I don't really know how to explain it for those of you guys who haven't really seen like the back end information or seen like the informational video yet. But I'll let you guys bomb away at questions, and me and Thaddeus will answer your guys' questions about the tool.
Sounds good. Yeah, because the one thing I want to like touch on too is like, again, if you guys were on earlier when I was talking, I'm talking about like marketing, like how the market shifts and changes, right? And like I didn't have this when I first started like a year and a half ago. And the thing now, again, like, how I told you guys, like, with Instagram's algorithm and whatnot, before you could buy a shout out and throw something out there, and for the next 6-8 hours you'll get really, really good engagement, really good interaction, and then a lot of conversions, right? If you at least had some idea of what like a good marketing copy or picture would be to drive that traffic, right? And like now, right, you can still do that, but again, you have to vet your Instagram influencers. You have to go through all these different processes and websites, determine engagement rates, like which page has better engagement rate, which page has the least likelihood of having bought fake follow. Like, it's a process now, guys, and it's kind of like, it can be very tricky for people that are like especially new to the industry, and it can get really complex, right? And with with DoubleTap and with what we kind of like designed this to be is like a fully encompassing program that kind of like alleviates that kind of like those pain points like for you guys, so you don't have to like go through that. So essentially, like, before you buy a shout out, you get traffic, you get like a traffic spike, right, for the next 6 hours, and that's still relatively the case. Again, there's a lot more processes, a lot more vetting that you have to do with all these Instagram influencers. Yeah, it's not consistent traffic. So like 24/7. Yeah. So like what we've designed DoubleTap to like do, or whatever, like what the developers have designed, because I don't know how to code. But basically, it's like it's something that can actually like, it spurs engagement, interacts with potential clientele customers, and helps you get sales like 24/7. It's essentially, because I've seen a lot of guys commenting like, how many VAs do I have? Like, I have 9 VAs, but I'd consider DoubleTap an Instagram VA. Yeah. Like, at that point, that's literally like what it is. And so like, just being able to like free your time, be more efficient, and then having something on Instagram that's like running to actually generate and interact and get these sales for your dropshipping store or for your personal brand, and just help you grow and like increase your presence online. Having like a VA run 24/7 for you guys, like that's kind of like a no-brainer, and that's why I think like we're like such strong proponents for this.
Oh yeah. And if you guys have questions about DoubleTap, please comment. Like whatever questions you have. Pretty much the runtime on it is there's multiple packages. But you can literally start, so you can be an affiliate for this too. So if you make one sale of DoubleTap, you can make, I think up to $60, $65. And it only costs $57 to use this software. So I want you guys to like really think about this. You guys are paying $50, $100, $200, $300 for shout outs, right? And you might get sales, you might get traffic for a little bit, and for an hour, 2 hours, 24 hours, and boom, gone. DoubleTap, $57, and you're getting traffic 24/7 for a whole month. A whole month. Like, one of my buddies used this. Someone says my personal page. Yeah. One of my buddies used this for his personal page last month. He went from 1,000 to now 9,000 followers in 1 month. 1,000, 9,000 followers. Real people. These are not fake followers like some of these guys you see buying a shit ton of fake followers. These are real people. Like people who message you and DM you and comment on your stuff. So one, it works for personal pages. And here's a cool little trick, little system if you guys want to be affiliates for it. This is what I did. I had like 10 Instagram accounts set up a while back, and I put DoubleTap, software on my account. And these accounts, I never logged into them once. I just posted, or besides actually after creating them, I posted all the content. I posted like links that were selling products inside of the bio. And then I put a call to action inside of the bio, like click this link if you're interested in growing your Instagram. Click this link if you want to buy this product. Click this link if whatever the product was. And then I put the software on every single account, let it run on autopilot. Within about 3 months, 4 months, each of those Instagram pages were making me anywhere between 500 to like 3,000 a month, like every month. And all I did was pay freaking $50 a month. Like that's retarded. And like most people don't know about this yet, dude. And that's why most people aren't making like a ton of money. Most people aren't growing their brands. And it's really gonna be a game changer, coming in 2018. We're filming a whole training on how to use it, a whole affiliate academy. Not only are you guys gonna be able to make money just, with whatever you're selling on a personal page or whatever you're selling on an e-commerce Instagram store, but you can promote DoubleTap and make money doing that too. We have some people already making like $3,000 a month promoting DoubleTap, and it just launched. Imagine, like, it literally launched like 2 days ago.
Like, it's just because like everyone needs it. Like, as long as you can show people like the value of it,
yeah,
then they'll realize they need it.
And if that's you guys want to learn. So if you guys want to be an affiliate, you guys can join a Facebook group. We'll post about that later. But ask questions. I don't see anybody asking questions. You guys on here? You guys fall asleep or what? Ask some questions. Otherwise, we'll give you guys some like final details. And then what you guys can do is message whoever invited you to this live feed, and they can help you get set up with DoubleTap. I don't think DoubleTap takes PayPal. No. Any questions? I know there's a delay, but any questions on how to make money on Instagram? How can it work for e-commerce? How can it work for affiliate marketing? Like, what's up, yo?
The affiliate site is free too, so you don't.
Is it free? No. The software is not free, but if you make 1 to 3 sales, it becomes free. So if you sign up for an affiliate, you make 1 to 3 sales, it's free. No, I don't think we can add PayPal. Yeah, $57. If you sell crap out of DoubleTap, can I get spot in Thailand? Yeah, dude. I mean, the reality is, if you sell the crap out of DoubleTap, you're gonna make a lot of money, dude. I'll tell you what, dude, 10,000 in commissions by March will fly you out. Personal branding, should you wait till you're successful? No. A personal brand will help you become successful. Personal brand will help you become successful. Any more podcasts coming? Yes, I've been traveling nonstop. It's been hard to get them up. I'm going to Bahamas in like 2 days. I'll be gone for a week. When I'm back, podcast every day. Affiliates make 30%. So there's 4 different packages. There's like 4 different packages. So it just depends on what package you sell. A lot of our affiliates are usually selling $130 to $170 packages, and they're making about $40, $50 a sale. Direct deposit to your bank account. You work with DoubleTap. You guys sign up. You guys are an affiliate. You guys are an employee of the company. You get paid every month. Direct deposit straight to your bank account. So I go to your bank account. 27 days from now, there could be a 2, 3, 4,000 deposited. How can I find local mentors? Go talk to more people. You got a network, Can you teach me one-on-one? I don't have time. Pay me like 100,000 a day, maybe. No, I'm kidding. I really can't. How do you come up with a personal brand name that doesn't sound too rated? Use your actual name. Use your actual name. All right, so does nobody have questions about making money on Instagram? Because we're gonna hop off otherwise. How can I get influencers to reply back to me? You can actually reach out to multiple influencers at once using DoubleTap. Follow up with them using DoubleTap. It's an easy way.
And just having something because again, guys, influencers, especially if you're going them for shout outs, they want your money, right? It's a business. They want your money. So give them a reason to reply. Let them know that you want to pay them for shout outs and you're willing to work with them, on a long-term relationship, something like that.
Usually when I hit influencers, the first thing that I put is paid, advertisement, or paid promotion. I let them know they're gonna get paid. Okay. Any, real questions? I hate the delay.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, see, everyone's dead. I wasn't even in here, so I don't even know how long. Is it like, what, 2 hours?
Look at that.
Wow. 2.5 hours. Okay, guys. So, oh, there they go.
As if you're coming in now.
Oh, shit. Okay, so we'll just bang out this question really fast. So you want to make money on Instagram. Multiple ways you can do it. E-commerce, affiliate marketing. You can grow both of your accounts and income by using DoubleTap. Someone has 5 pages of notes. Badass.
That's
For
awesome.
Instagram, what should you document? Well, it depends. Are you building a personal brand? You building an e-commerce store? What type of niche brand you're building? What else? What do you think?
I mean, it's just like what's relevant. I mean, what are you trying to push? What are you trying to sell? Like literally, what industry are you in? If you're in e-commerce, if you're personal branding, then there's obviously different things that you need to be looking at and trying to like connect with your audience in a way that makes them see the value that you're offering them.
Word. How to make sure the rip influencer won't rip you off. There is no contract. If you want to do a contract, you do a contract. But I mean, the reality is they want your money over and over and over and over. So if they rip you off the first time, you give them $100.
That's their loss.
Yeah, because now you're not gonna give them $100. Influencers that I've worked with, they made me money. I'll pay them $300, $500 a day. A day. If they would have ripped me off after the first time, they would have lost like 10, 15, 20 grand from you. So I mean, it's kind of just like a loyal code, I guess. Is DoubleTap link in my bio? No, it's not my bio. I don't think it's John. Is that in your bio? DoubleTap link. Here's what I'm gonna do. If you guys came on here, message anybody on here. Don't message me because I have too many. I probably won't see it.
But
Message anybody that was on here speaking about DoubleTap. They will help you get started. They will give you a link. Does it include Snapchat? Purely Instagram? Nope. Is there a tool, website you guys recommend to find hot products? Yes. Dropship Spy. Message me or comment on me or Thaddeus' picture, and we'll just reply back telling you where to go. That's easier. It's easier for us to see comments than it is to see messages.
Yeah.
The DoubleTap is not a Team Jessa website yet. You gotta get a link up there. John has a link. It's in his bio if you want to reach out to him. Shane has a link if you want to reach out to Shane. Thaddeus has a link. Just hit up somebody on here. I just don't know how to put it on here right now. Yeah, and if you guys want a tool, me and Thaddeus actually, we actually just invested into this tool called Dropship. Actually, I won't even tell you guys all the information. It's top secret. But if you comment on our photo, we'll give you guys information. But we invested in it. It's super dope. We use it. We've been using it for a while. We decided to invest into it. And it's a game changer. If you guys are looking for hot selling products, it's a game changer. Middle, yes, if you're using DoubleTap. But if you're doing it yourself, no. Because you might, one, it's too much time. And two, you might overdo it and mess up with the algorithm. What was that Dropship to Go website you mentioned? That's another company that I invested in. They are, so you guys, how do you type on here? Can you type a comment?
Yeah.
You want to write dropship2go.co? So if you guys are interested in dropship2go.co, this is where we go to get our websites made. So if you guys want, websites are capable of making, 6, 7 figures, I'll go to dropship2go.co. It's pretty cheap in comparison to most places. Most places charge 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,000 for a good website. And there, it's likely to get a website under the brand. So that's where I go to get my websites. Thaddeus, we're investors in the company as well. Super rapid speeds. You can get a consulting call to help you launch your store, help you find a product. There's just so much shit they give you. It's a no-brainer. So dropship number 2 go.co if you guys are interested.
How can we talk to you? I hit a comment on one of our pictures.
Comment on my picture. Catch me on a live feed. All right, we're gonna wrap it up. I wasn't even talking that long, but I can tell everybody's exhausted. So we're gonna wrap it up, guys. If you guys want to learn about DoubleTap, you guys want to learn about Dropship to Go, you guys want to learn about our spy tool that helps people out, just reach out to us. You guys can reach out, message anybody that was on here on the live feed. They will help you. Shane, you got any final words, bro?
Nope, I'm good.
He's good, baby.
Okay.
He's good. All right, so with that said, guys, we do appreciate you guys hopping on. You guys spent a lot of time on here. I know it's a late night, so you guys are grinding, you guys are hustling. We really do appreciate you guys, and I hope you guys got a lot of value. I heard some of the guys in the beginning talking earlier, and I know you guys got a lot of notes. I know you guys are fired up. I know you guys are going to implement all that type of stuff. So we're going to probably, over the next 2 or 3 weeks, really step it up and put out a lot more content for you guys. You'll probably see a lot of collaboration between us. So if you guys are interested, make sure you guys are following the whole squad, following the whole team. And you guys can go to teamjetset.com, look at the roster, see everybody who's on the team, just to stay updated with all the information. And we're just here to help you guys out, man. It's going to be a fun, huge 2018. Get it? All right. Deuces, everybody.
Later.